Cotton Bowl in Dallas last weekend, Oklahoma coach Barry Switzer was furious. The reason the Sooners led Texas 15-12 late in the game, when Oklahoma's strong safety Keith Stanberry apparently intercepted a Longhorn pass. But the officials said no. Texas rallied for a tie, and that's the reason Switzer was furious.
Well, very few times you walk down the ramp at the Cotton Bowl that we have the best team, the better of the two. And I thought we did going in the ball game, and I thought we could win. And then all of a sudden you have it taken from you right at the last moment. And the way it was, that you know that you should have won the ball game, then it really is discouraging. But at the same time, we have consolation that the polls have come out, and the people around the country obviously feel we were the better team.
Look at the play again. This week, the Big Eight admitted their officials were incorrect in their call. But that is past history. Oklahoma now must cope with Iowa State's passing attack. Alex Espinoza to All-American Tracy Henderson. Realistically, though, Oklahoma should win tonight's game. Iowa State has a big job on its hands, as Coach Jim Kreiner well knows.
We're going to have to play good assignment football, honor our disciplined responsibilities, and run from the inside out so that the option doesn't have a chance to get on the corner in a hurry and not give up the big play.
Iowa State looking for an upset, at the very least respectability. Oklahoma must forget that Texas tie and turn its attention to a victory tonight over Iowa State. Welcome to Ames, Iowa, the first nighttime conference game for either the Oklahoma Sooners or the Iowa State Cyclones, for whom it is their homecoming. And good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Simpson. First, some words about Oklahoma. Admittedly, the Sooners are upset about what happened in Texas and salvaging only a 15-15 tie instead of a victory. But since that time, a reserve quarterback, Mike Clopton, was found to have played at a junior college under a different name. Now, that means that the games in which he appeared, and he did against Baylor and Kansas State, that was a forfeit. However, the Big Eight faculty representatives are meeting, and Oklahoma is very optimistic about all of this, that they will not have to forfeit those two games. But on the books right now, they are forfeited, but it can be turned around and should be, according to Oklahoma. They feel it will. Working with Paul McGuire. I've talked about Oklahoma. What about Iowa State?
All right, everybody's looking at this. Iowa State coming in here 27 to 28-point underdog. If you look throughout college this year, you saw that teams get upset. Nebraska get upset by Syracuse. Stranger things have happened, and I honestly believe that Iowa State has a chance in this ball game if they play disciplined offense and disciplined defense. Offensively, they can't worry about forcing the ball to Henderson. Defensively, each man must do his job and not gamble.
And you'd be, oh, how surprised about Oklahoma's attitude about playing a night game, even though they have played nighttime in the Orange Bowl and have had late starts against Texas. But it is a night game, and we are in Ames, Iowa. And tonight's game is brought to you by Michelob Light. You can have it all. And by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. In a moment, we'll meet the coaches, Barry Switzer and Jim Kreiner, for tonight's ball game. Has elected to receive, and they hope they can make some kind of impact today, as their fellow state university, the University of Iowa, did in its big victory over Michigan this afternoon. Barry Switzer and Jim Kreiner. For those of you who have followed football at all, you know Barry Switzer across the way. That was not he. But Jim Kreiner, well, he came out of Boise State a year and a half ago. He's just in his second season at Boise State. He was very successful, winning several conference titles. But he's got a young ball club, and they'll be tested offensively right away, as Pat Lasher will kick the ball off. And the man deep in the middle is Michael Posey, one-time wide receiver, now a running back. Standing room only, temperature 52 degrees, rain expected sometime tonight. And that ball has bobbled around in the end zone, and finally on it is number 47, Ray Harvey, a junior out of Compton, California. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. And as it does, Alex Espinoza, watch him, number 11, the quarterback. Richard Hansen, 37, the tailback. Kirk Thomas, 33, expected to be the fullback. There could be some surprises there. Tracy Henderson, 89, the All-American split end. Robbie Minor, 87, the flanker. David Smolt, 82, the tight end. Westermeyer and Eggleston are the tackles. Hoondorf and Jasper, the guards. And Maudsley is the center. Now we see Roger Youngblood is the fullback, and we'll tell you about him. That's the surprise. Hansen with the football. Hansen gets out across the 25-yard line. Roger Youngblood, the fullback, is in there to block. He is a senior, and until tonight has been a defensive tackle. He is a fullback tonight. Now for Oklahoma, Darrell Reed, Jeff Tupper, Tony Casillas, Steve Bryant, Troy Johnson. The front five, Liazzo and Bosworth are the linebackers, and we'll give you the deep net in a moment. Second down, 4. And again, Hansen carries the ball for a couple of yards only. Andre Johnson, 6. Jim Rockford, 2. The corners. Keith Stanberry, he who thought he had that interception last week against Texas, number 19. And Sonny Brown, number 8, are the safeties. And now I think you're up to date and know that Iowa State has got a third down and about 2.5 for the first down. It has been since 1961 that Iowa State last won a game against Oklahoma. Out of 56 games between these two teams, Oklahoma's won 50, lost only 4. There were 2 ties. Third down, a long 2. And Espinoza with his first pass of the night has the time, has his man. Hansen out of the backfield. He's got the first down. Tackled across there by the end dropping off, Darrell Reed.
Well, you're looking at Richard Hansen there coming out of the backfield, and Espinoza, which I liked in the first pass play that Iowa State ran, did not right away think that they were going to go to Tracy Henderson, 89, but there was only single coverage on Henderson.
Henderson and Minor, Paul, are both wide left on first down. All at the 33. Espinoza to Hansen again, and this time you can see up top. He was wrestled down very quickly by Miliazzo, number 42, and down at the bottom, Tony Casillas. What a game he had against Texas last week with 10 tackles. And Texas had a first down at the Oklahoma 3. 4 times they tried, 4 times they didn't make it, and all 4 times Casillas was in on the tackle. And there you can see Youngblood, the 6'5", 240 tackle turned fullback. Second down and 9 from the 35. Again, Tracy Henderson wide left, drawing single coverage only. Straight ahead, Hansen for a couple of yards. And as Jim Kreiner, the coach, said, we've got to get some running going before we throw the football, or in illusion with throwing the football. Kreiner, in the middle of your picture there, 44 years old. A couple of brothers in coaching also. It is a big third down play, 3rd and 6.
I just watched Youngblood come out of the backfield, and he's very careful about who he's going to block. But when he does it, he blocks well.
Still, you wonder about Henderson, and they got a 3rd and long. Espinoza rolls toward Henderson. Espinoza throws over the middle into a crowd, incomplete. Ball intended there for Hansen coming out of the backfield. And it's 4th down, and now the Boomer Sooners of Oklahoma are going to get the ball. Stepping back to do the punting, Jim Thompson, a walk-on, averaging about 37 yards. And the man who is deep is Derek Shepard, averaging nearly 7 yards per return. 9 men on the line for Oklahoma, but the rush is not on. Thompson gets the ball away. Shepard takes it back at the 16. Got great speed and gets back to about the 25, and a flag goes down. As he gets back to the 25, a flag goes down. And Sam Mathis, the referee, will have his first call. I'll tell you that Frank Gaines is the umpire. The head linesman, Tom Ellers. Kent Houck, the line judge. Field judge, John Laurie. Dwayne Osborne, the side judge. And that's against Oklahoma. Back judge is Willis Weisbrook. 11:58 to go, but penalty against Oklahoma. When they come back, they'll have it 1st and 10. Tonight's game, Oklahoma, Iowa State, brought to you by Chevrolet, with the technology, the performance, the style, the innovation, the quality and value that make up today's Chevrolet. Kennedy takes the ball back inside the 12-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for Oklahoma. Danny Bradley, number 1, the quarterback. Spencer Tillman, 34. Steve Sewell, the 13, are your halfbacks. Lydell Carr, 45, your fullback. Tight end, Keith Jackson, 88. Split end, Buster Rhymes, number 4. Burks and Dillingham, the tackles. Pope and Pickett, the guards. And the excellent Chuck Thomas at center. Darrell Shepard is the wide receiver. The ball is handed off to Spencer Tillman, and he gets across the 15, and that is about all. Steve Little, the inside tackle on the left side, made the stop. Lester Williams, 45, Little, 93, Barry Moore, 91, Jim Lubers, 48, are your front 4. Dennis Gibson, 57, Jeff Braswell, the leading tackler, 51, Tim Iverson, 52, your linebackers. Terrence Anthony, 35. Kevin Williams, 23, the corners. Anthony Davis, 25. And Anthony Mays, 41, the safeties. Now we see Buster Rhymes has come back and is wide to the right, number 4. Second down, they're looking for Rhymes, but he's not looking back. He's running a fly pattern, and right with him was Terrence Anthony. But Bradley got rid of the ball, and now it is 3rd down and about 6.
You know the amazing part about this play? Now, Danny Bradley goes back to pass, the quarterback, and they bring Buster Rhymes in the game. He brings the play in and runs the wrong pattern.
And Barry Switzer just said something to him. Derek Shepard is in now. They will bring in the plays. Rhymes, number 4, Shepard, number 3. Third down. Bradley, bring it out here, and Shepard got the ball for the first down. Out across the 25-yard line. Knocked out of bounds there by Terrence Anthony, but first down, Oklahoma. 11:15 to go, first quarter, no score.
Fowler going right at Terrence Anthony. Now, remember, again, Terrence Anthony, this is the first time he's ever started a college game, and it has to be against Oklahoma, and he has to cover Buster Rhymes, number 4, and Derek Shepard, number 3. Tough duty. He's got to get help from the safety.
Rhymes is wide left, and flanked between him and the tackle, Steve Sewell. Tillman, the man in motion, and straight ahead goes the fullback. And that's a big hit put on him by Lester Williams. Earl Johnson, averaging about 2.5 yards per carry, sophomore out of Dallas, gets the ball out to about the 29-yard line, where it is 2nd down and 7. Number 1 in the ESPN poll, number 2 in other polls, University of Oklahoma. First conference night game for both teams. That is Spencer Tillman taking the set back there. The trailer on the play. Bradley, fine job done there by the linebacker, Jeff Braswell. The middle linebacker came down the line and put Bradley down after a gain of a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
All right, Jim, now, we talked to Coach Kreiner about what they're going to have to do defensively. And they're talking about filling the lanes, and we'll show this to you during the course of the game. Braswell, that time, his job is to take the quarterback. Number 25, Anthony Davis, was the man that had to take the pitch man, and they've got to be disciplined when they do this.
Rhymes and Sewell again to the left. Bradley comes back on a quarterback run, not going to get it. Braswell again. 4th down. The leading tackler, the sophomore out of Riviera Beach, Florida, did an outstanding job.
Iowa State, true 4-3 defense. Watch Braswell. He is reading the quarterback. That's his man. Watch what he does. He'll move up on Bradley. Braswell one-on-one. There's the tackle. No first down.
He had 11 tackles and recovered a fumble against Colorado a week ago. And now to kick the ball away, Mike Winchester. And the deep man is Billy McHugh. He's kicking with the wind. High and short. McHugh backs up. Pretty good kick after all, as the wind takes it back to about the 20-yard line. 9:20 to go. Each team has had a first down, but here in the first quarter, no score. Kirk Thomas is the fullback this time. The big defensive tackle, Roger Youngblood, is not in on the series. First down from the 21. Espinosa to throw on first down. Boy, has he got time. Now he's going to be in trouble. And down he goes. The flag goes down. Espinosa may have had a little help from his friends, meaning his interior lineman, who may have held, and that's why the flag is down. He had the time, but no receiver to throw it to.
Yeah, well, he also had the time because of a holding call, I think.
That's what it is.
You know, if you take the play here, 7 or 8 yard loss. All right, here's Alex Espinoza going back. Now watch, I think on the right-hand side of the line, there it is, on the left-hand side, excuse me, number 62, Hondorf is the guy that was holding. And Espinoza had a lot of time, but he gets a shot in the back at the end of it.
Oklahoma, as you watch Espinoza go down, take that play rather than the penalty, because they're all the way back to the 12-yard line, and they lose the down. So second down at about 19. Now here's the little man Hansen, and a good play there by Paul Miliazzo. The sophomore out of Kansas City, number 42. That's third and long.
Second and long. Watch the pursuit of the defense. Miliazzo, number 42, is the man that's going to come up as a linebacker and make the play on Hansen coming in. Just perfect defense. You can't ask for anything better than that. There's no way to get outside. You must have someone to block that linebacker.
Third down and 15 to go. From just inside the 16-yard line. No score. And Iowa State working against Oklahoma and the wind at the moment. Neither team has had good field position yet. Here's Espinoza. Under pressure, steps up, got to get it away, does not get it away, and down he goes on the 11-yard line. From behind, Tony Casillas got a hand on him, number 92, and he just tripped out of that hand of Casillas, who weighs 272.
Well, they're putting people in motion, that being Henderson, but watch Casillas. You see him 92, he's being double teamed, and this is the man that's going to end up making the tackle. Watch this. Here comes Casillas. He sees Espinoza come out of the backfield, grabs him by the feet, down, fourth down.
Jim Thompson kicking into a strong wind. Shepard's back at midfield. Rush is not on Thompson. Boy, bad kick. Took a lot of time with it and really got nothing out of it. The ball goes from the 11-yard line out to just about the 35. No score. Oklahoma's got the ball.
Watch what Thompson does here. Now, he's looking for Shepard, the deep man, to see where he's lined up. Now, when he looks up, he's going to kick automatically to his right because Shepard's in the middle to his left. But when he did that, he didn't keep his eye on the ball, Jim. He's looking at the receiver downfield, and he missed it.
It's a tough situation to give Oklahoma the ball at the 36-yard line after a punting play and no return. But they've got it at first and 10 at the 36 of Iowa State. Bradley, quick hit in there for a few yards and a few yards only, as the Iowa State defense is doing a good job. Tillman, the ball carrier. Against Iowa State last year, he played only part-time because Oklahoma scored on 5 of its first 6 possessions, and yet Tillman still went for 124 yards and a score. Second down and 6, the ball at the 32. Here's Bradley coming down the line, and nobody filled that lane on him, and he'll be knocked out of bounds by Terrence Anthony. And that's the first down, Oklahoma inside the 25.
The man that must fill that lane is Anthony Mays, number 41, who is the weak safety. Braswell is 51. He gets caught inside, doesn't get there in time. Now here comes Bradley down. Now watch, here's the lane we're talking about. You do not see 41. Anthony Mays, the man we were told was supposed to be there. When he does not get there, the quarterback can run. They took the pitch man. That's what they're supposed to do. Someone has to get the quarterback.
What they want to do is string him out as far as they can, not let him turn upfield. But that time, Bradley turned upfield. And it's first down at the 22. Oh, what a hit Sewell took. And he took that hit. From Anthony Mays.
Well, and Lubers, too, number 48, comes in and makes a play. And I think that's Lubers is hitting along with everybody.
Yeah, right. And
Mays.
Braswell.
Oh, they're all there.
Second down from the 19. They've got 7 to go for the first down. No score, 6:20 to go, first quarter. And there's a pitch back to Sewell. Sewell's got men in front of him, nowhere to go. Picks up a yard, and that is all. He might have gone outside, but turned right into the group of people.
Now they play the lanes. They've got to come from inside out. They're forcing the backs to run to the outside. Sewell's going to be running with the ball, and I believe Anthony Mays is the guy that gets there. All right, take a look at. They're going to fill the lane. There's Braswell coming over, number 51. He gets up, hit. But watch who's there. Braswell getting it. That was late.
It's Kevin Williams who made the tackle, Paul, the right cornerback. 3rd and 7. Last year, the field goal kicker warming up on the sideline. Bradley to throw, gets the ball out here and underthrows Sewell. And Bradley took a shot and will pick himself up, and the field goal team will come on. And Lasher, who is 5 for 8 in field goals, will have the wind at his back, but a pretty fair distance to go, about 36 yards. Well, Iowa State can credit something there. Kyle Irvin is to hold, a freshman out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. High snap, Lasher gets the ball away, and he's got it. And Oklahoma, after the bad kick, couldn't get the touchdown, but get the 3. 5:30 to go, first quarter. It's 3-0 Oklahoma. Matt Lasher, who just kicked the 36-yard field goal, will now kick it off with Michael Posey, the deep man.
Are you waiting for Tracy Henderson to catch a pass?
I'm waiting for someone to throw one to Tracy Henderson.
In this drive, you watch. And if they take the short route, the 6 to 8 yard route, Oklahoma's giving him that much room. You got to bet they're going to go to him.
He's been getting single coverage most of the time that I've been watching. All right, Lasher to kick off. 3-0 Oklahoma. And this will be Posey in the end zone, and he will not bring it out. So again, Espinoza and the Iowa State Cyclones will start from the 20-yard line. Scoring drive, 5 plays, 17 yards, setting up a 36-yard field goal after the shank kick by Jim Thompson to just the 36-yard line. And now Iowa State looking, they've had 1 first down all night, and that has been it. And we see that Youngblood has come back in as the fullback. So maybe Espinosa's going to crank it up and throw. And now we see Youngblood goes out, and Kirk Thomas comes in as the fullback.
They're just trying to keep him loose. I don't think we're going to see Youngblood carry the ball at all.
If you're watching, single coverage, but they're rolling a little bit toward Tracy Henderson on the lower part of your screen. And they're going to flip it out here. Oh, my. That was almost Troy Johnson getting a hand on it and taking it into the end zone. It was intended for Richard Hansen coming out of the backfield. Iowa State so far has rushed the ball 7 times for a total of 2 yards.
All right, Troy Johnson, you're going to see him number 80 at the bottom of your screen. Jump up in the air, gets off the block. Great play by the defensive end. Jim, they're trying to be too conservative, trying to stay away from Tracy Henderson. Start throwing the ball to him so he can open up other people.
The 2 yards, remember, Hansen got some good yardage, but Espinoza lost a lot of yardage on scrambles, and that's why it's just down to 2. And there is Hansen going for a couple of yards only. And now Alex Espinoza once again is in a must-throwing situation, 3rd down. I guess they figure, Paul, Jim Farner, that they've got to play close to the vest. They've been inside their 20 on every drive so far to start. And maybe they figure if we don't make any mistakes, maybe we can hang in there and someday get good field position and open it up. I'm just guessing.
I don't worry about that because you got the whole field in front of you. You've got 80 yards. Throw the ball. Do what you do best.
All right, Henderson this time. I'm looking for him. He's on the far side. Well, Espinoza scrambles away, fires the ball out here, and it's caught. Not enough for the first down. Not enough. David Smolt, the tight end, number 82, who had 5 catches against Colorado, caught the ball about 1.5 yards shy of the first down.
Troy Johnson from the backside. Espinoza doesn't see him. Watch this, but he gets out of this. Troy Johnson goes by. Watch Espinoza. If he looked in the middle of the field, he's got Tracy Henderson all by himself, but he looks to the outside. And they don't pick up the first down. Tracy Henderson was sitting there wide open.
Thompson now backing up to about 14 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Remember, he tried to be too careful last time, and he is kicking into a strong wind. Took his time there and just did get it away. And that gets hung up there, and it is taken over there on a fair catch by Sonny Brown, a defensive back. Never even got it to Derek Shepard.
Well, you know, we talked about on that play, and it's easy for me up here, but Espinosa's running for his life. But watch Tracy Henderson, well, I was talking about in the last play. They release him. Now, he sees Espinosa running around. Watch, if you see a white shirt around him, there he is. Just throw me the ball. Get it to me, and I can score.
You know, he's just not any wide receiver either. He is an All-American, the man you're looking for, who leads the conference in catching the ball and is second in the nation in catching the ball. And now, from their own 43-yard line, almost to 44, Oklahoma. They lead by 3. Johnson, the fullback, gets a couple, and that is all. And you can see Braswell up top again with a little help from Terrence Anthony, number 35. Braswell is a hitter.
Jim, you're absolutely right in this. He filled the hole. Braswell is so quick in the middle. He is the true middle linebacker. Watch this, sliding down the line of scrimmage, keeping the ball carrier out in front of him, making the tackle. That's a solo tackle.
Sophomore, 6'1", 235. Second down. Let's call it 7 to go from the 46. Remember, they bring in Wimes and Shepard with the plays. Here's Bradley. Nobody fills a lane there, and let's run for a first down. It was Tim Iverson taking dead aim on Sewell, the trailing back, but nobody had Bradley.
You got to go up the lane. Here comes Braswell again. We take a look at him. We talk about him now. Just get a piece of him at the line of scrimmage, and then watch Braswell. He doesn't have enough speed to get to Bradley. He wants him bad.
I don't know the defensive calls, Paul, but I'm still looking for Anthony Mays, the man we were told would be filling that lane. First down, 45-yard line, Iowa State, Oklahoma by 3, 3:15 to go, first quarter. And Spencer Tillman gets down to about the 40-yard line, and that is all. Iverson got a hand on him as he went by, and then the rest was done by Lester Williams, a defensive end, number 45. Spencer Tillman, what a star he already is as a sophomore out of Tulsa. The first freshman at OU ever to go over 1,000 yards. He did that last year, of course.
And we're looking at 2 young football teams. There's only 6 seniors on Iowa State's entire offense and defense.
Second down and 5, up to 41. There's Bradley. This time they fill, and this time they force him to the outside and only a couple of yards. That's what they want to do. They forced him to the sideline, and Tillman couldn't do much with it.
Now they got the man in the lane. This time it's Anthony Davis. Watch number 25 come into your screen. He's the man. Braswell is out there, but Anthony Davis took the man on the pitch. Braswell is out there with Iverson. Beautiful.
Third down and still 5. They have to get the ball over the 35-yard line. Shepard goes wide to the left, and Sewell goes outside of him. Bradley dropping straight back to throw, knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Braswell. What a night he's having, and we are still in the first quarter. That is being in the right place at the right time and knowing where to be at the right time.
There's blocking a line. Look at Chuck Thomas, the center. He's blocking up front on Steve Little. Thomas is right there. Little's not going anywhere, but now watch Braswell. Timing it perfectly, up in the air, knocks the ball down. Got in the lane, the passing lane.
Mike Winchester, I would imagine, will try to angle this out of bounds. He's standing on his own 45, and he's got a strong wind at his back. If he goes into the end zone, he'll only pick up 20 yards on the kick. Well, let's see what happens here. Will they down it? It'll get in the end zone. He's only going to pick up 20 yards on the kick. From the 40 to the 20. And Iowa State's got the ball, and this is just about where they start every single drive, from the 20 or inside the 20. The 1984 NCAA leaders, Williams of Illinois, who had to have a good day today. They're having quite a time, Illinois, for due today. And Henderson, who hasn't even been thrown to yet tonight. They're the top 2 in the nation. And, of course, failing to Boston College. And did you hear? Boston College and Doug Flutie got beaten by West Virginia, the team we will see next Saturday against Penn State. Alex Espinosa. Well, we'll keep track of him. Tracy Henderson's on the left, and he's going single coverage. Stanberry showing blitz. And now falling off. Espinosa looking and underthrowing. Coming out of the backfield, Kirk Thomas, the junior fullback out of Springfield, Illinois. And it's second down and 10.
man here may have 25 tackles before the game's over with. I looked at Espinosa that time and also Tracy Henderson. Now, it looked like Stanberry was going to blitz, but he dropped back off again. As soon as Tracy Henderson saw that, when he came off the line of scrimmage, Jim, he slowed down to try to pick his way through. Espinosa does not have that much time.
Danny Gant wide to the left and Henderson to the right. Second down 10. Here's Espinosa. I don't know if it's a foul up here or not. He slides down after picking up about 4 yards. He turned around, looked as though he was going to hand it off, and lo and behold, no one was there.
Hansen went the wrong way in the backfield. Espinosa turned around to look for it, but then he picked up a block downfield. Espinosa had problems, so he did the right thing. He kept the ball, picked up 4 yards. But watch Tracy Henderson downfield. He knows that it's a running play all the way. He's up blocking up on Hall, number 21.
Oklahoma goes to 5 defensive backs as Tony Rayburn comes in and Miliazo goes out, the linebacker, on 3rd and 6. A roll by Espinosa to get some more time. A flag goes down way back downfield, far away from Espinosa. And since he did not make the first down, and if it is holding, it may be that they'll take the play and allow, again, Jim Thompson to try to kick the ball away into the wind. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's see if it is. I think it's going to be holding. The funny thing is there, Paul, Espinosa was 15 yards away from them, going away from them. They're holding clear across the field.
That's right. He rolls out. Westermeyer is the man that's blocking over here, the tackle. Now, whether it's he is the one that's holding. Yeah, that's holding. That
you think so?
That's definitely holding.
On his 3rd down, 1:33 to go, first quarter, Oklahoma by 3. A year ago, when these two teams met, Oklahoma scored on 5 of its first 6 possessions and had a 35-3 halftime lead. Hey, they are going to take.
Why would you take the penalty?
Well, maybe they figure they're not even going to get that. Maybe they figure they're not even going to pick up 5 or 10 yards, and Thompson will have to kick from within his own 10-yard line and hold him back there, because certainly Espinosa's passing tonight has not been effective. He has hit Hansen coming out of the backfield, and that's about it.
Tracy Henderson is a very frustrated man on that last play. I just saw him. He threw up his arms when he went towards the bench when he thought it would have been 4th down. But he's got to keep a cool head because he's the man they count on. If they're double teaming him, someone else has to be open.
That's Henderson in motion. Remember, Smolt also caught a ball, so Espinosa completed 2. Rolling out this way. Now he's found it. And look at those hands he's got. Look at those hands he's got. It is not enough. Takes the ball out to the 19-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and they'll have to kick the ball away. But look at the hands he has.
You know, you talk so much about this young man. Not only can he get open, here comes Espinosa sprinting out. He knows he has to get away from Troy Johnson on the outside. And Hansen's back there blocking for him. But watch the hands of Tracy Henderson. Just quick hands. Watch this. There are people around him. Concentration on the ball. Bang, he catches the ball and almost broke it.
Now Thompson to kick away again. He's not had long kicks at all. Trying to keep the ball away from Schechter. And kicking into the... Almost blocked. And this ball is another ball that is not going to go very far at all from about the 20-yard line, just across the 40 to the 42, about a 22-yard kick, and that is all. Well, there's our Payne Weber balloon that has joined us last week and be with us throughout the football season here on our Saturday night CFA telecast. And may I say again, thank you, Payne Weber. Adds a lot of color to the stadium. It's homecoming here at Iowa State. Great field position. How many times can Oklahoma have great field position and not bust this thing open? Running downhill is Tillman. Just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tillman was fumbling the ball, and he did the right thing. He held on to it rather than try to run without it.
It's a good thing for Iowa State that he did trip because the blocker was to the outside. All right, here comes Tillman. Just a flip back to him, and he's got blockers out in front of him. That's Johnson, number 5, blocking. And if he doesn't trip, just take a look. There was some room to this outside. The block was already made on number 25, Anthony Davis.
2nd down and 10. We're just about through the first quarter, and Danny Bradley looks up at it and then walks off the field. Well, Oklahoma, coming off that tie with Texas, has scored once after a poor punt. They have a chance to do it again at the end of one, 3-0. Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire. It's Saturday night. CFA football on ESPN. We begin the second quarter. Oklahoma first down inside the 45. Make that 2nd down inside the 45, leading 3-0. Bradley gets away. No, he doesn't. He's down. that is Jim Lubers, the first man to hit him, a junior out of Shell Rock.
I said Iowa State plays a true 4-3 defense. And watch Lubers, the defensive end. He breaks in. He's the man that messes up the play. Bradley has no place to go. And he did the smart thing. He got down because all he saw was Cardinal jersey.
Third down and 15. Ball back across the 45. Oklahoma thus far hasn't come up with the big play. Looking for one here. Knocked down again. And knocked down by Lubers again. Bradley has had 2 balls knocked down already, and this ball game is a quarter and 42 seconds old. Braswell and Lubers have each knocked down a Bradley pass.
Lubers is 6'5", 249 pounds, and I think he's doing a great job.
Now Mike Winchester must kick into a strong wind to Billy McHugh. He's standing back on his 15. Winchester's kicking from his own 37, not from deeper than that. Don't you think Espinoza won't be thrilled to see the wind with him, as will Jim Thompson, the Iowa State punter. Low snap, but it's not on. Gets the ball away, and nobody's going to hit a... Well, that gets an Oklahoma bounce, doesn't it? Gets inside the 20-yard line. And again, Iowa State's got the ball. They stopped them, but they've got 4 field position again. They trailed by 3 points.
Looks like you're...
Tonight's CFA game brought to you by Chevrolet, with the technology, the performance, the style, the innovation, the quality and value that make up today's Chevrolet. First down, ball inside the 15. Billy McHugh complaining to the officials, saying that Oklahoma, McHugh the return man, blocked him away as he came up to get the ball. Not allowed. First down, Espinoza. Hansen gets a few yards, and the tackle is made by Tony Casillas up top, number 92. And now, Texas, number 1, knocked off Arkansas. West Virginia upset number 3, Boston College. Scrambling the bowl officials. The Air Force lost to BYU. We've got them Thursday night. Washington knocked off Oregon, and that was surprisingly tough. Nebraska was down at one time at the half to Colorado, but won it going away. Houston upset SMU, number 7 in the nation. Second down, 7. Espinoza, flag is down. Espinoza gets the ball out. Whoa! Down goes the receiver. Keith Stanberry hit Kirk Thomas and hard. Hold it, that's Richard Hansen. But the flags went down, remember. Last year, Oklahoma was pointing toward Iowa State last year. See what it is, holding again to protect Espinoza. Last year, Oklahoma had 95 penalties, the most in the Big 8.
Youngblood, watch him, the big man they brought in from defense to block. No problem there, and that may be where they call the holding in the backfield. Youngblood. All right, here's Hansen getting the ball, and Stanberry, watch the hit. That's the one thing that Jim Kreiner told us about this Oklahoma team. They'll give you some room to catch the ball, but they can break on the ball faster than any other team they've ever seen.
Kevin Murphy, their preseason All-American, is out. They've taken the ball now back inside the 10 after the holding penalty. Roy Johnson filling in for him, but we see Mike Aljo, number 61, is in the Oklahoma defensive line now, and Evan Gatewood, number 54, is playing one of the linebacker spots. It is now second down and 16. Henderson right and Minor left. And they're going to run the football again. That's Hansen, and you can see Gatewood hanging on to him, getting out near the 15-yard line, where it'll be third down and about 10 to go.
Hansen was running to his right, the left of your screen, and all of a sudden he sees the hole break back to the inside, so the pursuit is there. He just cuts back in and picks up about 5 or 6 yards. It's a good run. It seems like Iowa State, when they get inside their 20, they are very reluctant to throw the ball on first or second down.
Well, it is third down now, and they almost have to. And now Espinoza calls timeout. Timeout. 12:32 to go. We're in the first half. Oklahoma's had several breaks, but only lead by 3. Good-looking youngster there, isn't it? Looking on here at Ames, Iowa. Oh, by the way, speaking of what a perfect lead-in. Speaking of youngsters, our director Ralph Mollet, who's just joined us with bags down to his ears, because his second son, Todd Alexander Mollet, was born on Monday, and we congratulate him and Ralph's wife, Sandy, their second boy. All he needs now is sleep. So here's Espinosa on 3rd and long, scrambling. He needs to throw and does, and has it through. The tight end with his second catch of the night picks up the first down. And it's a rare thing indeed when Iowa State's gotten the first down tonight.
All right, this is Stanberry, the safety, the strong safety for Oklahoma. Now watch, he's on Smote. He's taking a look at him. And as he catches the ball, he backs into him and tries to hit him in the back. And look, he hurt his shoulder when he did it. Watch him go down. He's out of the game. Rayburn's in, number 35.
Espinosa on first down now, has a chance out here and diving for the ball and did not get it. Now let's see if that's Miner or Henderson disappearing down there. And it is Gant instead. Yet a third one. Miner's 87, Gant 81, and Henderson 89. And it is second down and 10. This is just about the best field position Iowa State's had since their first drive of the game. Stanberry's coming back in and Rayburn coming out, although Oklahoma was using the likes of Flemons and Al Joe and Dante Jones and Evan Gatewood and Brian Hall, second line men, but now they got their first team back in there, although Hall remains in. Out here, and the catch is made, and there's Smote again, the big tight end. Not enough for the first down. Trying to move it ahead a little bit for the first down. It'll be third and short.
Well, Espinosa may not be able to finish the game. I mean, he's standing in there, standing in the pocket, waiting, but he's going to get drilled. And that's his own man knocked back into him. He got his feet caught flat.
And he's limping, Paul. He limps back to the huddle. Not terribly, but still limping. And limping up to the line of scrimmage. Third down, and let's call it 3 to go from the 37. Pitch back, and Hanson's, I don't know if he got it or not. It's in front of the Oklahoma bench. He may have it. Had to get the ball across the 40-yard line and did. First down Iowa State, the first time they put 2 in a row together.
All right, Hanson, you got to remember, this is the only man that's really handled the ball for Iowa State in their backfield. They've got guys that hadn't played all year long. Just take a look at Hanson. When you seal a defense to the inside, you get him to the outside. Look at Henderson. He knows it's the first down. That's right.
11:20 to go in the first half. 3-0 Oklahoma, but first down. And Iowa State is best field position yet. Flag goes down as Hampson goes down with Evan Gatewood on him. But the flag went down almost immediately.
They're pointing to the defense. Defense offside.
And one of the few times tonight that's one of the big improvements offside Oklahoma that the Sooners have made this year. That is cutting down on their turnovers and certainly cutting down on their penalties. But that is a penalty against the Boomer Sooners. And yes, better than 50,000 here. It's a sellout crowd. First homecoming ever here in 1912. This is 1984, and it is homecoming tonight.
Jim, they've been trying to sprint out Espinosa. That's one thing they have to do because the rush from the inside, Macias and Cooper and Bryan are getting to him. But the only problem with that is when you sprint out your quarterback left and right, it cuts your field into a third, and you usually only have one receiver to throw the ball to.
Now they got 2 men in the area of Tracy Henderson, who's to the wide side of the field. Espinosa is going to hand it off on a run by Hanson again, who gets some yardage across. And now Iowa State, as Hanson is tackled by Darrell Reed, Iowa State for the first time has moved into Oklahoma territory.
Watch this offensive line block. Now you got Eagleston over there, Jasper 63. They're blocking inside. And Hanson is getting to the hole very fast. And when you do that, you got 92, Basilius that just missed the tackle.
You want to say Casillas, right?
Same thing.
That's where you got it.
I can't, the spelling is just unbelievable.
Right spelling, wrong pronunciation. Ball at the 48-yard line of Oklahoma. Gant sprints out wide to the left, flanked inside him is Tracy Henderson. And straight ahead for the first down. Espinosa kept the ball, no right or left there. He just went straight ahead, tried to pick up the first down, and it looks as though he has got it. And he has got it. inside the 47-yard line of Oklahoma. 3-0 the Sooners, 10:16 to go in the first half.
Maudsley, Hundorf, and Jasper, watch it. They just blow out. I know all they have to get is a half a yard. If they can make contact with the defensive line, and that time they did, beat them to the punch, you've got it easily with the quarterback.
Minor left, Henderson to the short side this time. Espinosa to throw on first down, putting it up for Minor. He's got his man beat, but the ball is thrown about 5 yards in front of him at the goal line. And it is second down 10. Espinosa got the ball way up in the air, and the wind did the rest.
You're absolutely right, Jim. The wind took the ball. Otherwise, Minor might have had a touchdown because he had the defensive man, Jim Rockford, number 2, beaten downfield. And he also had Tracy Henderson. I know we keep mentioning this man's name, but you got to understand something. He is second in the nation in receiving coming into this game with 47. He has one that puts him at 48.
Now Minor and Henderson go wide to the left. This time it is Henderson who's outside and Minor who's in motion. Second down 10 as Espinosa gets it out of the backfield as Hansen, and Hansen gets a couple of yards only inside the 45 to about the 44. And that is all. Stanberry over to help with the stop. Apparently Keith's shoulder is all right.
Oklahoma defensive secondary playing very disciplined. On the top side, they had Rockford, number 2, and Stanberry, number 19, doubling up on Henderson. And when Henderson goes beyond Stanberry, then his job is to look to the back coming out of the backfield. That's exactly what he did. As soon as Hansen caught the ball, he was there to make the stop.
It is third down and long, so Jeff Tupper, a down lineman, a tackle comes out, and a 5th defensive back goes in. Espinosa has the time for the moment, gets away for the moment, looking, and makes no attempt to throw the ball downfield. They'll eat it right there, and it's 4th down. Strung out, and Thompson will come on to kick it away again, but for Jim this time, the wind is with him.
Jim, I don't know what Tracy Henderson's doing. Look out to the outside. He went down. He was in the pass pattern in motion, but look at him. He's standing back here in the backfield. Espinosa knows there's no sense of throwing him the ball because it would have been a loss anyway.
Thompson had a 30-yard average into the wind. And the rush is not on. All the time in the world. And that ball's going to hit, but will he get it in? Look around, and they don't look around in time. They don't look around in time. 3-0 Oklahoma. Will come back. Oklahoma is a big play team. They have not had one yet. They certainly have the talent to pull one off at any moment. That is Sewell in motion. And that is Spencer Tillman, and there's a big play. He gets more than 10. Boy, he's knocked down in the backfield by Anthony Mays, but across the 30-yard line he goes.
There is a triangle in the middle. 91 is Moore, Little is 93, and Braswell 51. See, Braswell missed a play. He cannot miss that play up in the middle. Braswell, when Tillman cut back, he was over pursuing. You've got to keep the back in front of you so that he cannot cut back.
8 minutes and 5 seconds to go, first half. That is Sewell, the man in motion. And Bradley to throw the ball, and he's got Sewell over there. He cannot hold on to it, diving toward the sidelines at the 47-yard line. And so now it is second down and 10. Ohio State sneaked by Michigan. Michigan State missed a field goal in the final seconds. Kansas rolled over by Oklahoma State. Miami wins again, but Kozar's going to miss a couple of weeks, we understand, hurt. Georgia Tech lost to Auburn. Auburn hasn't lost since Bo Jackson got hurt. Georgia rolled over Vanderbilt. And South Carolina down 26-14 at the end of the third quarter. In the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter went on to beat Notre Dame. The Irish's third straight loss, all at home. Second down and 10. Bradley pitches back. Tillman, and they do a fair job there. Tillman gets across the full 35 to the 37, and it'll be third down. And about 5 to go.
Here's what Jim Kreiner was talking about. You have the defense. Watch the man that hits him. Lester Williams, 45, is a defensive end. Bang, he takes the quarterback. Here comes Tillman to the outside. Look at the people that are in pursuit. Who's there? 51, Bradlow.
Third and 5 from the 37.
trying to tell us, Jim, as long as we don't give up the big play, we can stay in this ball game.
That's why I think they're so conservative when they're deep in their own territory at the beginning. Hang in there and maybe a miracle will happen. So everybody figures it will be a miracle if Iowa State wins. Bradley goes the other way, has the room, and will get the first down. And there's a tremendous play for the University of Oklahoma. As he got out of the grasp of one man, turned the corner, nobody was there, and Danny Bradley picks up the first down.
All right, Johnson is the fullback. He is the man coming out almost every time to block, and the man he's blocking on is Lubers there. Now watch this. Bradley got to the outside. There was a missed tackle. There's another missed tackle by Braswell. They had him stop, and they let him get away on a 3rd down and 5 situation.
Ball at the 44-yard line of Oklahoma. Coming this way, Bradley hands the ball to Tillman, and Tillman gets another big gain right up the gut, going off the right side, and moves into Iowa State territory to the 48-yard line. Braswell and company put him down there. Steve Little peeled back to help out, but they're beginning to eat up that triangle you're talking about, Little and Moore and Braswell.
Yeah, it seems like a matter of time before Oklahoma gets going on all cylinders, and once they start driving on you, don't worry about the pass. You better stop the run.
2nd down and short, only 2 yards to go. And Tillman may have the first down, even though he was nicked as he went by Lester Williams. He fell forward, but I believe it's going to be 3rd down and a yard or more.
I think Richards, as their backup linebacker, gets in it. You look at your triangle. They're sealing off everything in the middle. Tillman's got to go back to the outside. When he does that, Gibson was there, and the people are stopping him on the outside. Force them wide.
No secret of what Coach Jim Kreider wants to do. He wants them to keep running laterally and not turn the ball upfield.
Exactly.
3rd and 2. Oh, my! What a hit of Sewell. Looked like Barry Moore, part of that triangle, led the way.
Barry Moore was there, Richards was there, Braswell was there. You're talking to that triangle. Now take a look and watch them fill. Here they come, right into the hole. And Moore is, you're exactly right, Jim, is the man, number 91, Barry Moore.
Whoa, that was something. Mike Winchester to kick the ball away, and does. Into the wind. They won't touch this ball. Let's see if it gets into the end zone, and it does. Great for Iowa State. Not for Oklahoma. It'll get out to the 20-yard line. 5:49 to go. As Winchester's ball goes into the end zone, it's 3-0 Oklahoma. And Paul and I stay on the road Thursday night. That's a special 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Brigham Young, they are still undefeated at New Mexico. We go down and visit the Lobos, and then we go right on to the Mountaineers. Penn State, West Virginia again beat Boston College. That senior class has never beaten West Virginia in its 4 years at BC. And I include Doug Flutie. 1st and 10 from the 20. And Hansen gets out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Castillo came over, and along with Reed put him down.
2nd and 7.
Casillas is 6'2", or check that, 6'3", and weighs 272 and is a junior.
That's a big defensive line. 265, 272, 240. It's not 240. Steve Bryan is not real big.
Out is 2nd down and 7 from the 23. 5:12 to go in the half. 3-0 Oklahoma. Espinoza gets some good protection there, but better get rid of the ball, and now has found a man. And it is his tight end, Smolt, again. Steps out of bounds at the 39. It's a 1st down. Espinoza gets up, but he's okay. Smolt has been the favorite target tonight, not Henderson.
Watch Espinoza. Now, he's been getting banged around, but watch the poise of this young man. Espinoza, he's looking for Henderson on the left-hand side. He's not there. He has confidence in his offensive line. Now he delivers to Smolt. Look at this. There's where he steps out of bounds right there, but that is just a great play. Johnson trying to cover him, no dice.
He went to Cal State Fullerton. All after being recruited by Kleiner. Boise State did not go there, and as a freshman, unseated the starting quarterback, finished up the season. Then when Kleiner came here, he transferred here, sat out last year, and now as a sophomore is starting. And here comes Thomas, and Kirk Thomas, the junior out of Springfield. Now remember that this Iowa State team is supposed to have no running attack at all. Al Watson is hurt, Tommy Davis is hurt, but here Richard Hansen and Thomas Kirk getting the job done. Kirk Thomas.
I think Coach Griner's going to put this play in because Kirk Thomas, number 33, playing the fullback, was lined up wrong. So Espinoza had to tell him, will you move over just a little bit? He handed him the ball and he picked up almost 6 yards.
4.5 minutes to go in the half. Second down, 4 to go. Espinoza back. Has the time, now running out of time. Now delivers the ball, and guess who? Oh, and they'll fall on the ball, and they say it's incomplete, even though falling on the ball in a hurry was Wes Winnikins, a senior out of Freeport, Illinois. Would have been Iowa State's ball anyway, but it was ruled incomplete. Well, it's third.
This Smoke finally found out what it's like to come across the middle. Take a look at the shot here. And that is that number 19. And well, 40 is Reed, who is supposed to be a linebacker, but Smoke just got hammered.
Third down. They started this drive at the 20. They trailed by 3. They've got 4 to go for the first down. Espinoza has the time, has a man open, and across the way, there's that man, Tracy Henderson, first down. And there is Cyclone, 30 years old this week.
Double coverage on Tracy Henderson. Watch it. Number 44 is Bosworth on. Got him short, and the man that didn't roll up on him was 19, Keith Stanberry. He did not roll up, and it left Tracy Henderson one-on-one on the strong linebacker. When that happens, goodbye.
And now both Miner and Henderson come to the right on first down. Ball nearly at midfield. Miner, the man in motion. Espinoza rolls out here and is being chased by Reed. Gets the ball away and hit from behind. They say incomplete. 2 men there, and that's one of the rare times that Tracy Henderson could not hold on. And Andre Johnson kind of gave him a calling card there.
Yeah. Reed is going to force. He's the linebacker on Espinoza. Espinoza's going to end up running for his life. But watch, you got to look at Tracy Henderson, his concentration. He's not worried about being hit right here. Johnson's going to come up and nail him. Look at it. Get his feet inbounds. Jim, he has the ball. I'd like to see that again. He has the football.
Officials said they didn't. Second down. Going back to that Texas game. Here's Hansen getting a run. He's look at this. They're not supposed to be able to run. First down. Richard Hansen inside the 40-yard line of Oklahoma. Sooners lead by 3. 3:59 to go first half. But what a surprise this game has been thus far.
They forgot to tell Richard Hansen that they're not able to run, because that play there, Hansen really showed some mobility by cutting back to the inside. He's taken advantage of the over-pursuit of Oklahoma. Watch this play. It's supposed to go outside. Now he cuts back inside. Watch this little move. If he can maintain his balance, he might have been able to pick up another 10 yards.
Youngblood was blocking to the outside, but Hansen went straight ahead. Here's Hansen again, and this time snuffed after 1 or 2 yards only. And in second down, and the clock continues to run. But you're right, Paul. Roger Youngblood, the converted defensive tackle, went out to the right to block somebody. Hansen went up the middle right by and picked up a first down.
I'd follow the big man if I was him.
How big is Youngblood? 6'5", 240. Ball is at the 37-yard line of Oklahoma. Second down and 8 to go. And the clock is running with 3:15 left. Gant comes wide to the right. Henderson to the short side. And this is Henderson coming out of the backfield. Actually, look at this. There is Gant. First down. At the 22.
In Oklahoma, they are so worried about Tracy Henderson, number 89, and they enabled Gant to just hook up in the lane. Watch this. Tracy Henderson is on the left of your screen is going outside, and look at Gant. When he comes in the middle, no one around him.
Now, Paul, we got to point out that Tracy Henderson has been split to one side or the other, flanked to one side or the other, has been in motion from one side or the other. That time, one in motion from the tailback position. They're moving him all around in their offensive setup. Here's Espinoza. Oh, it's a time. He's got his man. And guess who? Henderson. First down, goal to go inside the 5, Iowa State.
Jim, Henderson turns Andre Johnson completely around. Watch, Andre Johnson's going to end up falling down. He tries to come back. He can't do it. Look at Henderson. Total concentration on the ball. Get out. If he turns around, he can score.
Ball is on the 4-yard line. And now, with lack of running, as they say, by Iowa State, let's see how they try to attack this big and tough Oklahoma team. No team has scored this year on Oklahoma rushing the football. Nobody.
Two tight ends. Watkins in.
Only one setback. They're going to use Hanson. Hanson gets down to about the 3, and that is all. The tackle made by Brian Bosworth, the freshman, the outstanding freshman linebacker, number 44.
That is no time to dance when you're trying to go to the end zone from the 4-yard line. You must go directly to the hole and pray that your blocking is there, but you must go straight ahead. That time he danced. Bosworth was there. Also, Sonny Brown, number 8, was there.
They need 6 or 7, obviously. But keep in mind, Mark Backroat, their field goal kickers, hit only 3 of 11. Well, they don't want to be in that position of having to kick. And Espinoza looking, gets the ball up into the end zone and overthrows his man Minor, and that's a good move there. If he underthrows him, it's interception, Oklahoma. 3rd down.
Now that time, I don't know if they're going to call a play in from the bench and keep the double tight end because Watka, number 83, the other tight end, was open in the end zone on the left-hand side. Now watch, Espinoza does a smart thing here. He knows he has no chance. He's getting pressured by Tupper, number 78, so he just throws the ball out of the end zone. Number 83, they're going with the 2 tight ends. Maybe the man coming underneath that they want to throw to.
That is Jeff Watka, who has made 3 catches all year. Now, got to score here. They have to go to field goal if they don't turn it over. Espinoza being pursued, gets away, fires the ball, and touchdown, Thomas! '80-yard drive.
Well, we cannot say enough about Alex Espinoza, the quarterback, because he should be hammered in the backfield. He's going to run a bootleg. There is pressure on the outside. No place for him to go. That's Rockford, the cornerback. But Espinoza finally finds Kirk Thomas. Watch this. Number 2 is Rockford. He misses. Here's Thomas. Touchdown. That's beautiful.
High snap, but Mark Backroat gets it up, and it is good. 1:57 to go in the half. Are you shell-shocked yet? A lot of time to go, but it's 7-3. That is Kirk Thomas, who caught the 3-yard touchdown, and he's saying to the camera, we're going to do it. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Oklahoma's explosive. They're still highly favored. There's more than a half to go, but no matter what happens, Paul, I think that Coach Jim Kreiner has this young team ready to play football and ready to defense Oklahoma. They have done so thus far.
There are words that have never been spoken. That's true. Jim Kreiner said if we just don't give them the big play, we can hang in this ball game. And so far, they have not given the big play away.
And now Backroat will kick the ball off. Buster Rhymes, the deep man, along with Derek Shepard, and right there could turn this game right around just for those 2 deep men.
All right, here's the ground level of that replay. Espinoza's going to the outside. Rockford again, number 2, misses the tackle in the backfield. Espinoza looks up, and there's Kirk Thomas. No way that Darrell Reed, number 40, can stay with him. Watch this. Rockford misses. Espinoza finds a man, throws. Touchdown. I like it.
And Espinoza, he has been under the fire all night tonight, but has managed to escape some of the time, and that time to throw a touchdown pass. Remember, Rhymes and Shepard are the deep man, and Rhymes is going to get it. That'll drive him back into the end zone, and he's told to stay back there. His teammate, Patrick Collins, told him to stay right there. And so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Oklahoma. 80 yards, 13 plays. And the final catch of Thomas from Espinoza. Well, I don't think that even the most fervent Iowa State fan walked into the stadium tonight thinking that 1:57 to go in the half, it would be 7-3 Iowa State. Remember, Colorado had Nebraska same score today before losing. But who knows what's to happen to this. This is tool in motion. Bradley to fire over the middle, and Shepard does not hold on to it. In and out of his hand. 2nd down.
Bradley puts this ball right on the numbers. Watch Derek Shepard coming across this quick slant pattern. That ball hits him right in the hands. Now there's Terrence Anthony, the young man starting his first game. He was there to make the hit, but that pass should have been completed.
Second down and 10. Iowa State has more total yards than Oklahoma by 70 more. That's Spencer Tillman, and in motion, and it's a pitch back the other way, and this is Sewell, and Sewell is dragged down on a fine play by Anthony Davis, but that is almost, and that is a first down out across the 30-yard line.
Brent Burks, the left tackle, is going to come back and block. I think it's on Luber's number 48. It makes this thing work to get the outside. See Luber's 48? Now watch this. You're going to see Burks right there, 69, makes the play. Now you get Sewell to the outside, and Anthony Davis makes a shoestring tackle.
First down. Bradley dropping straight back, looking over here for Shepard, and Shepard's all by himself there in the middle of several people, and is thrown down, and it's another first down across the 40-yard line. As throwing him down was Jeff Braswell.
Danny Bradley, when he can set up and throw, he's not only a great running quarterback, but watch this, the play-action pass, and he's going to set up, and he's looking for Shepard all the way, and the follow-through. Perfect release over the top, right there. Number 57, Gibson, the linebacker, almost got to the outside. Didn't get there.
Number one in passing efficiency in the Big 80 is called timeout. Oklahoma uses up one of its timeouts with 1:26 to go. Barry Switzer coming off that Texas 15-all tie. A lot said about that. Switzer, well, let's take a look at this record. Oklahoma's won 50 of the 56. The last time Iowa State won was in 1961. There have been two ties. Oklahoma's won 22 in a row. Our reminder, coming up at halftime, we're going to be going back to the ESPN Sports Center. A complete update on all the scores and highlights of the day with Roger Tribal at Sports Center right here at halftime. Right now, Oklahoma is 58 yards away from a go-ahead touchdown. They've got 1 minute and 26 seconds to go, but it is just redundant to say, but I'll say it anyway, that this is the kind of ball club that can go 58 yards in much less than 1 minute and 26 seconds.
And that's the one thing that Coach Kreiner wants to prevent. You give him the short stuff, the 6 and 7 yard gains, but we do not want to give him the big play.
Buster Rhymes wide to the left. The man over here on him is Kevin Williams, who, like Rhymes, has speed. Sewell starts out to the right, and Bradley starts out to the right, and he'll run out of bounds, chased over there as he is by Lester Williams, number 45. That also stops the clock, plus picks up some yardage across midfield. Nope, didn't quite get to midfield, Paul. They're going to mark it at the 49.
Lester Williams is 6'1", 224-pound junior, number 45. He's a defensive end, a true defensive end, but he's kind of small, not only in height, but in weight for that position.
Second down, and about 3. Sewell, the man in motion. Bradley rolling this way. Looking for Sewell and underthrows him. And I want to tell you that Kevin Williams, had that ball been up a little bit, had the angle and was going for the interception.
You are so right, Kevin Williams. Jim played that play so... look at... Danny Bradley's limping. Take a look at... We're going to see Sewell come out. Danny Bradley's coming out. Now, he's not limping here. I don't know. Does he get hit?
He is limping, but again, as Espinoza was.
It looks like he pulled a hamstring when he threw the ball.
Well, remember, Mike Clopton was declared ineligible. Kyle Urban and Troy Aikman are freshmen backing up Bradley. Third down and 3. Sewell in motion. Bradley pitching. Nobody. Oh, they dropped the football. Tillman picks it up and is shy of the first down. Fourth down. And Bradley is limping even more now. With that hamstring or whatever it is, he came down the line and pitched it.
He came down the line. I think it's Lubers that takes the quarterback right there. Now look at Tillman. There's no one outside. The block has already been made. He would have easily had the first down. Number 25, Anthony Davis, right on the spot. They're going to have a punt.
Mike Winchester will do that. McHugh is deep, and he's still on the official saying, let me get to the ball. He figures he was blocked away from it before. Now Winchester is kicking into the wind with 30 seconds to go in the half. on a long count. I think they're going to let it just go down and take the 5 yards, take that time off the clock. That's exactly what they do. Back it up 5, and 20 seconds remain on the clock now. Well, there are going to be a few shocked people around the nation for the West Virginia BC score, and what Iowa did to Michigan today, the 7-3 halftime score. Nebraska trailing Colorado, but Nebraska came back to win. That just kind of walk in on ESPN in the middle of this, or ask someone what's happening, and they say 7-3 halftime. Oklahoma trails. Remember, Paul and I'll be picking Chevrolet's players at the end of the game. On behalf of Chevrolet, Oklahoma and Iowa State will each receive $1,000 for their general scholarship fund. But we've got better than 30 playing minutes before that happens. Now, Winchester kick it away. What they don't want to do is mishandle it. They don't even have to catch it. Billy McHugh doesn't even have to catch it. As a penalty, I don't think they gave him a chance to catch the ball. But he could have just backed away from the ball. He could have just, regardless of this penalty, I think Iowa State's going to get it, but he could have just let it do anything.
Exactly. There's only 10 seconds on the clock. They're not going to really do anything. Jim, you're right. McHugh should have just stayed away totally. Don't make a mistake.
And he is saved by the bell. In this case, the bell being 2 yellow flags. Interference with the ability to catch the ball.
All right, Billy McHugh's coming up. Now, just take a look. The man that bangs into him is number 90, Kilpatrick. And, yeah, you can pick it up and run all you want, but you're going to get a 15-yard penalty.
Well, now with 10 seconds to go, it is first down. That does give Espinosa, if they want to go deep, or do they want to make sure there are no mistakes, and they do indeed go to the halftime leading 7-3. We'll see how they play it. The wind is behind their back. They're out near their own 40-yard line, and they've got probably the best pass receiver in the nation to throw to, so we'll just see what happens.
I just said, with 10 seconds left to play, Jim, before the half, just take Tracy Henderson and run him down the middle. With his total concentration, his hands, he has a possibility of getting the ball. If they intercept the ball, they're not going to go anywhere. Time is going to be out. I'd take the one shot.
Well, let's see how they play it. Iowa State has played it close to the best. They've held Oklahoma out of the end zone. The Sooners just have 3 points. And Iowa State put together the big drive of 80 yards to produce the only touchdown of the first half. Well, that is Henderson going to flank to the left, and Espinosa is going to throw if he can get it away. And he's not going to get it away, and they probably will let this thing run right out, right here and there. Both teams leaving the field. Outstanding first half. Homecoming crowd is pleased with what's happened so far. On the touchdown pass from Espinosa to Kirk Thomas of 3 yards, capping the 80-yard drive. It is Oklahoma that trails Iowa State 7-3. And the Sooners got their 3 points after a poor punt gave them outstanding field position.
Well, the key so far is that Iowa State, they have not given up the big play, and they're playing disciplined defense.
7-3 at the halftime here in Ames, Iowa.
Really? Put it to us very well if we don't make the major mistakes. Take a look, 141 yards to 110. But I think the surprising thing, see the 41 yards rushing for Iowa State? Doesn't seem like a lot, but it came when it counted. They've held Oklahoma to only 88 yards rushing, and that is a surprise.
Well, you know, many times Oklahoma scores so quickly that the time of possession is nothing at all, but here it is something, an 80-yard drive, and it is a 6-minute time possession bulge to Iowa State. The balloons are up. It is homecoming, and the folks at Iowa State are just having a dandy time. The folks here from Oklahoma and watching hope things get better. To the 35, a pickup of the yard before he's knocked down by Lester Williams. The defensive end on that side, number 45. It is second down and 9, and Tillman is holding that left arm. Tillman may be hurt. Tough game.
Well, Danny Bradley's not limping anymore, so they straightened that out.
Tillman remains in the game. Second down 9. First man through is the fullback Earl Johnson, and Johnson gets another yard. It is third down and 8. And that means that triangle that Paul and I have been talking about, Steve Little, Barry Moore, the tackles, and middle linebacker Jeff Braswell continue to do their work well.
Lester Williams, the defensive end. Watch this now. He's taking on the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. That Dillingham, number 59. He's coming over to help out. They are fired up, gentlemen. And there's just no way that right now Oklahoma's going to run that ball up the middle.
It is 3rd down 7. Many of the fans are on their feet. Bradley, he was 2 of 9 in the first half. Remember, now he's got to run. He's not going to get away with it. 4th down and 8 to go. Steve Little put him down, but there was nobody open at all for Danny Bradley to throw to.
Steve Little, you're absolutely right, number 93. He's the first man to get to Bradley. He looks like he's blocked at the line of scrimmage, but watch who appears in the screen. There he is. Little forces Bradley, knocks him down. That's great hustle.
Mike Winchester now kicks the ball to Billy McHugh. The rush is on this time, and high kick. McHugh, fair catch called for. And at the 25-yard line, that's going to be about the best field position they've had, with one exception. It is 7-3, 3rd quarter.
Well, moms and dads.
A Payne-Weber balloon just beyond the stands to our right, out of the parking lot, following ESPN's coverage of CFA football. And I'm sure everybody joins us in saying thank you, Payne-Weber, for offering us a little bit more color to a very colorful college football game. First conference game ever at night for both teams. Steve Little being worked on. He was shaken up on the punting play. Espinoza hands the ball off, and Hanson gets across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And you can see right there with him Tom Flemons, number 93, and Darrell Reed, number 40, to put him down. Hanson, 5'9", listed at 170, and even he said the other day, maybe I'm a 160er, not a 170er. In the backfield is Hanson. They've got Tracy Henderson flanked to the right. Espinoza rolling to the right and gets the ball out here. The ball is caught by Danny Gant, and that should be enough for a first down. Across the 35.
Eggleston, Jasper on the right-hand side of the line. They're blocking very, very well. Just take a look. They take people to the inside. It gives Espinoza enough time to throw downfield. That's Jasper 63. You see blocking on Casillas. I said it wrong again, didn't I?
Casillas.
Casillas, yeah.
I tell you, you will see enough of Casillas to get it right before you're through. He's an outstanding nose guard. First down, 38-yard line. And again, Hanson tries to get a yard or two, and the Oklahoma defense rises up, led by Casillas, to put him down. And on 2nd and long, very quickly, Brian Hall comes into the defensive secondary, and they ask Jeff Tupper to come out, figuring that Alex Espinoza will go to the air again. 11:45 to go, 3rd quarter, 7-3. Iowa State leads Oklahoma.
For those of you that didn't see the first half, they're using Tracy Henderson basically as a decoy so they get their other receivers open.
This is Henderson, the man in motion here. Now he drifts downfield, and there's a ball thrown underneath, and Smoke has his 4th catch. The tight end very close to a first down out near midfield. And they put it at the 49. That is a first down.
Jim, when Tracy Henderson clears out, he really clears out because 2 people have to watch him when he comes out of the backfield. And Smoll is the man that's going to catch the pass. I guess, as you said, it's his 4th. But look at Smoll. He's right there. When you have linebackers covering tight ends, it's a tough job. Bosworth is there. He can't make the play.
Henderson to the right. Now in motion. Got that defensive secondary moving around. They got a blitz on. Espinoza puts it up and over everybody. Had to get rid of it and now must pick himself up. Well, Paul, you know, the players have to maintain and fulfill their assignments that Coach Jim Criner has given them. But I must say that his game plan and the way the players are maintaining their assignments and doing it for the most part, you got to give a lot of credit to the gentleman from Boise State who's been here just a year and 4 or 5 games, Jim Criner. He has this team ready to play. He's told them what they must do, and thus far they have done it. And at the moment they lead.
He will say of his team, they are very coachable.
Well, I tell you, that's a very good Oklahoma team out there, and there's Hanson dumped in the backfield. Good play there by number 92, who is Tony Casillas. You got it. And now it is 3rd and long. You know, when you look at people like Danny Bradley, Spencer Tillman, Steve Sewell, Derek Shepard, Buster Rhymes, Chuck Thomas, Brian Bosworth, Paul Miliazzo, Tony Casillas, Keith Stanberry that that's a strong Oklahoma team out there. It's a young Oklahoma team, admittedly, but strong. And Iowa State was not expected to stay on the field. And now on 3rd down and long, Espinosa said, I got to take a timeout here. 10:29 to go. And Iowa State, they're still working on Steve Little, aren't they? Iowa State leads for the moment, 7-3. Tonight's Oklahoma-Iowa State game is brought to you by the 4,200 investment executives of Payne Weber at more than 285 offices nationwide. Thank you. So quickly that the time of possession is nothing at all, but here it is something. An 80-yard drive, and it is a 6-minute time possession bulge to Iowa State. The balloons are up. It is homecoming, and the folks at Iowa State are just having a dandy time. The folks here from Oklahoma and watching hope things get better. Just to the 35. A pickup of a yard before he's knocked down by Lester Williams. The defensive end on that side, number 45. It is 2nd down and 9, and Tillman is holding that left arm. Tillman may be hurt. Tough game.
Well, Danny Bradley's not limping anymore, so they straightened that out.
Tillman remains in the game. Second down 9. First man through is the fullback Earl Johnson, and Johnson gets another yard. It is 3rd down and 8. And that means that triangle that Paul and I have been talking about, Steve Little, Barry Moore, the tackles, and middle linebacker Jeff Braswell continue to do their work well.
Lester Williams, the defensive end. Watch this now. He's taking on the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. That's Dillingham, number 59. He's coming over to help out. They are fired up, gentlemen. And there's just no way that right now Oklahoma's going to run that ball up the middle.
It is 3rd down 7. Many of the fans are on their feet. Bradley, he was 2 of 9 in the first half. Remember, now he's got to run. He's not going to get away with it. 4th down and 8 to go. Steve Little put him down, but there was nobody open at all for Danny Bradley to throw to.
Steve Little, you're absolutely right, number 93. He's the first man to get to Bradley. He looks like he's blocked at the line of scrimmage, but watch who appears in the screen. There he is. Little forces Bradley, knocks him down. That's great hustle.
Mike Winchester now kicked the ball to Billy McHugh. The rush is on this time, and high kick. McHugh, fair catch called for. And at the 25-yard line, that's going to be about the best field position they've had, with one exception. It is 7-3, 3rd quarter.
Well, moms and dads.
The Payne Weber balloon just beyond the stands to our right, out of the parking lot, following ESPN's coverage of CFA football. And I'm sure everybody joins us in saying thank you, Payne Weber, for offering us a little bit more color to a very colorful college football game. First conference game ever at night for both teams. Steve Little being worked on. He was shaken up on the punting play. Espinosa hands the ball off, and Hanson gets across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. And you can see right there with him Tom Flemings, number 93, and Darrell Reed, number 40, to put him down. Hanson, 5'9", listed at 170, and even he said the other day, maybe I'm a 160er, not a 170er. In the backfield is Hanson. They've got Tracy Henderson flanked to the right, Espinosa rolling to the right, and gets the ball out here. The ball is caught by Danny Gant, and that should be enough for a first down. Across the 35.
Eggleston, Jasper on the right-hand side of the line. They're blocking very, very well. Just take a look at it. They take people to the inside. It gives Espinosa enough time to throw downfield. That's Jasper 63. You see blocking on Casillas. I said it wrong again, didn't I?
It's Casillas.
Casillas, yeah.
I tell you, you will see enough of Casillas to get it right before you're through. He's an outstanding nose guard. First down, 38-yard line. And again, Hanson tries to get a yard or two, and the Oklahoma defense rises up, led by Casillas, to put him down. And on 2nd and long, very quickly, Brian Hall comes into the defensive secondary, and they ask Jeff Tupper to come out, figuring that Alex Espinosa will go to the air again. 11:45 to go, 3rd quarter, 7-3. Iowa State leads Oklahoma.
for those of you that didn't see the first half, they're using Tracy Henderson basically as a decoy so they can get their other receivers open.
This is Henderson, the man in motion here. Now he drifts downfield, and there's a ball thrown underneath, and Smoke has his fourth catch. The tight end very close to a first down out near midfield. And they put it at the 49. That is a first down.
Jim, when Tracy Henderson clears out, he really clears out because two people have to watch him when he comes out of the backfield. And Smolt is the man that's going to catch the pass. I guess, as you said, it's his fourth. But look at Smolt. He's right there. When you have linebackers covering tight ends, it's a tough job. Bosworth is there. He can't make the play.
Henderson to the right. Now in motion. Got that defensive secondary moving around. They got a blitz on. Espinosa puts it up and over everybody. Had to get rid of it and now must pick himself up. Well, Paul, you know the players have to maintain and fulfill their assignments that Coach Jim Criner has given them. But I must say that his game plan and the way the players are maintaining their assignments and doing it for the most part, you got to give a lot of credit to the gentleman from Boise State who's been here just a year and 4 or 5 games, Jim Criner. He has this team ready to play. He's told them what they must do, and thus far they have done it. And at the moment they lead.
He will say of his team, they are very coachable.
Well, I tell you, that's a very good Oklahoma team out there, and there's Hanson dumped in the backfield. Good play there by number 92, who is Tony Casillas. You got it. And now it is 3rd and long. You know, when you look at people like Danny Bradley, Spencer Tillman, Steve Sewell, Derek Shepard, Buster Rhymes, Chuck Thomas, Ryan Bosworth, Paul Miliazzo, Tony Casillas, Keith Stanberry, that's a strong Oklahoma team out there. It's a young Oklahoma team, admittedly, but strong. And Iowa State was not expected to stay on the field. And now on 3rd down and long, Espinosa said, I got to take a timeout here. 10:29 to go. And Iowa State, they're still working on Steve Little, aren't they? Iowa State leads for the moment, 7-3. Tonight's Oklahoma-Iowa State game is brought to you by the 4,200 investment executives of Payne Weber at more than 285 offices nationwide. Thank you, Payne Weber. Big play, 3rd and 12. Iowa State up 7-3, 3rd quarter from their own 47-yard line. They call a timeout. Let's see what they do.
Have we seen a screen pass tonight? I don't think so.
Well, remember, Tracy Henderson is now lined up in the tailback position, now sprints out as a flanker to the left. Espinosa has his man, but it is drilled too short and would not have been a first down in any event. That was Robbie Minor. The ball was thrown in the ground at the 45, and now Iowa State will have to kick it back.
Here comes Robbie Minor downfield. Now he's got one-on-one coverage. Robbie Minor, first of all, you must get beyond the first down marker. The ball was thrown in the dirt. Rockford, number 2, was there, but that ball wouldn't have been the first down anyway.
And now Jim Thompson, wind at his back in his own 32, about the best position he's been in to kick the ball away. Gets a fair kick away. Shepard at the 15-yard line, and he's in the middle of a bunch of folks. Has a 3-yard return, and Iowa State is charged up. They are charged up. The hit was made by Scott Benson, a defensive end. Oklahoma will put the ball in play inside their own 20.
Passing efficiency. Look at this, Oklahoma. 136, that's Bradley. You know, Bradley in the first half, 2 of 9. Espinosa, not bad, 117. He's improved his percentage.
Well, also remember, Bradley had 2 balls knocked down by a lineman or a linebacker. There goes Sewell in motion to the right. And this is Spencer Tillman, and Tillman gets a couple of yards and then is put right back with another big hit by Braswell.
You got to have blocking in an offensive line. It must start from the center. Now look at Chuck Thomas, number 73. He is blocking on Barry Moore, driving Barry Moore through the hole and on the ground.
Second down. It looks like Berthelsen is in there and not Little, whom we saw being worked on the sidelines. We'll check it. Bradley, look out from behind. Gets away. And is in trouble still. And is knocked out of bounds. Lost about a half a yard. Bill Berthelsen has taken over for Steve Little. And that's a big loss. And now Little is coming back in.
All right, first of all, Bradley, he's trying to throw the ball to the outside to Rhymes. No way can he get the ball to him. Was that 59 Richards? Then Anthony Davis, number 25, really forced Bradley to the outside. It's 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7. Standing room only crowd, predominantly Iowa State, of course, on its feet. Bradley dropping back. He's got the time, and he is go. Did he hold on to it, Shepard? No! He bobbled and finally Derek Shepard dropped it. It's 4th down.
Jim, first of all, you better not bobble the ball. That's Shepard, because the pursuit of Iowa State is absolutely incredible. All right, here they're blocking at the line of scrimmage. That's Burks. That's Burks, the tackle blocking. That's good protection right there. But watch this. When that ball goes up there, look at the people. There are 4 around him. Shepard said, where did all these people come from?
Mike Winchester to kick the ball into the wind. High and very short. Very short. And Duke takes it. They've got it at the 49-yard line. 9:11 to go. 3rd quarter, 7-3. Iowa State. Up the 49-yard line. 1st down, Iowa State. They lead by 4 midway through the 3rd quarter. And the fans have really come alive. Hansen carrying the football, and Hansen picks up 6 yards down to the 45 of Oklahoma before he's put down by Tony Casillas.
Well, that's Maudsley. Lundorf, watch the left-hand side of the line. Here comes Hansen. He doesn't really want to run wide. He's cutting it back inside, avoiding the pursuit. Casillas is there, number 92, but they already picked up 6 yards.
Ran into his own offensive lineman. 2nd down and 4 to go. The only touchdown of the game. Espinoza, the fullback Kirk Thomas, for 3 yards late in the 2nd quarter. Oklahoma's got a field goal. 2nd down and 4. Espinoza has rare amount of time here. And look out! Downfield, bad for man, and overthrown. It was intended down there for number 87, Robbie Minor. They've gone deep twice to Minor. Neither time they've hooked up on it. They have yet to go deep to Tracy Henderson.
Tracy Henderson that time got knocked out of bounds by Andre Johnson, number 6. And I don't believe you can get back in to catch the ball.
You cannot. 3rd down and 4 to go.
And he's limping. There goes Tracy Henderson. Whether he pulled a muscle or not, but he's dragging his leg. That looks like a hamstring.
Danny Gant comes on to take his place. They can do a lot of things when they don't have to worry about Henderson, meaning the Oklahoma defense. 3rd and 4. Espinoza in trouble. Down he goes. He'll have to kick it away. They had everybody coming then. And the man that got there first.
Well, Casillas and Reed were both there. Darrell Reed, number 40. Tony Casillas, 92.
It will be Jim Thompson to kick the ball away again. And again to Derek Shepard. Oklahoma stiffened on this drive. Iowa State lost ground. High snap, but the rush is not on. Oh my. That is really a bad kick. But it's getting a great bounce for Iowa State. What a tremendous bounce. That goes in as an outstanding kick when you look at it in the record book. There's Henderson over the way, and they're stretching out that leg there, Paul.
It looks like hamstring. Now here comes Tracy Henderson. Johnson's 6 is on him. Watch him. Does he force him out of bounds? He does, right there. And Tracy Henderson trying to get back in. Can we see where he pulls it? He's just trying to get back into play. He cannot catch the ball.
Ball is on the 12-yard line. Oklahoma down 7-3. 7:43 to go, 3rd quarter. They haven't had a drive all night long. Not one. Bradley pitches back down to Sewell with the football, and Sewell doesn't get much. That is Lester Williams, number 45 out there, who was an outside linebacker, now a down lineman, and ran him out of bounds.
We must tell you again what Coach Kreiner told us. If we can keep the quarterback and make him string the ball out to the outside, take the lane away from the quarterback, force him to pitch, we can contain this football team, and they are doing exactly that.
Lydell Carr, number 45, a freshman from Enid, Oklahoma, comes in as fullback for Oklahoma. Sewell, a man in motion. is Bradley. Bradley pitches, and running downhill is Spencer Tillman. Hit at the 15-yard line as his feet went out from under him, and now it is 3rd down and 7.
You're going to see now what we're talking about. Watch the pursuit of Iowa State from the end zone. Take a look at it. On the outside, that's Lubers. He takes the quarterback. Now, here comes Tillman, but the people on the inside are right there to make the play. Iverson, number 52, was there.
They say that Tracy Henderson has cramps, not a hamstring.
I like it.
Big play, Oklahoma. 3rd and make it 8. Bradley drops straight back, now he's going to run with the football. He may get the first down, and he does not, I don't think. I do not think that Bradley gets the first down. He's about a yard shy, and already Mike Winchester's coming on the field.
Jim, and that was a called play by Danny Bradley from the bench. It was a quarterback draw, and his job was to run everybody off to the outside and then go right up the middle. But Iowa State dropped off a little bit, and then they came up and made the play.
Well, McHugh back again. We've seen this before. Winchester to punt to McHugh.
Ball will die if it gets up high.
McHugh may have a chance here. He does have a chance here. McHugh finally brought down by Hall inside the 35-yard line. First down, Iowa State.
Jim, Billy McHugh that time just went up amongst everyone. I can't believe that the guy in front of him didn't catch the ball, but McHugh called him off, went up, watch it. Look at the people are sitting right in front of him. And here comes McHugh in front of everybody, breaks the tackle, and they get the ball inside the 35-yard line, inside the 34.
5:30 to go. Well, we have sat in on an amazing 39 minutes and 30 seconds of football thus far. Nobody around Ames or anywhere aside from maybe the team and Coach Ryder thought this could have happened. Now Espinoza gets outside, and he's going to be hit down across the way. And that was Bosworth, a strong side linebacker, coming up to put him down as Alex Espinoza looked downfield and no one was there to throw to.
Watch Espinoza when he's rolling out. If we catch at the beginning, watch his right hand over here. He's going to just throw away Troy Johnson. Watch this. Get away from me. Down. Get out. Get out. He's going to try and do it one more time, but that's not going to happen because the Bosworth, the man that they think is probably the finest athlete on this team of Oklahoma, made the tackle.
2nd down, loss of 3, 13 to go. Ball back at the 36-yard line. Hansen hit in the backfield and just does maybe pick up a half a yard. It'll be 3rd and long again. Oklahoma's defenders beginning to swarm now. But Iowa State's defenders are not playing bad ball either. All
right, here comes Hansen again. Now watch the spinning. He's going to spin to the inside. He's going to spin one more time. But that sometimes when you do that, you got the ball exposed and you get hit in that arm and the ball goes flying. What I don't understand right now, Iowa State, Jimmy had great field position on a punt return at the 34-yard line. Step straight back and fire the ball. Go for it right now where you've got him off guard.
Well, Henderson is in and out to the right. Minor goes in motion to the left. And Espinoza rolls to the right, gets the ball over here. That is Hansen. He does not have the first down as Stanberry puts him down at the 29-yard line. Now you would suspect, I would suspect Backroad to come in. And let's see if he is. Mark Backroad is coming in. Now last year, Backroad was 8 for 11. This year he's only 3 for 11.
Espinoza right here. Is this a head slap? Watch this. How about that? Bang. Is that Casillas, number 92? Yes, it is.
Now Backroad, excuse me, Paul, from a 36 will try a 46-yard field goal. Last week he missed a 29-yarder that would have beaten Colorado. Now he's being called on to kick a 46-yarder. Down, it is up. From 46 yards out, it is no good. No good. And with 3:25 to go, 3rd quarter, it is still 7-3 Iowa State. And Oklahoma's going to try to get something going. We'll be back to see if they can. Oklahoma has had to punt probably more tonight than all year long combined. That's just a thought that I had, an opinion. I don't know if that's so or not. They're looking for some first downs in a drive. They're starting from the 29, first down, sending Sewell in motion. The up man is Lydell Carr, the fullback, and he's got a first down. Carr breaks it across the 40. A Is knocked down at the 41. First down for Oklahoma. Quick opening play.
Don't give Oklahoma momentum or you're going to be in trouble. Now, Lydell Carr, 45, is the first man through the hole. And he's got blocking by Pope, 63. Picks up a first down. Good running. Good hole in the middle. I didn't think they could run in that middle.
Now Shepard is split left, and Sewell is flanked outside him, but starts in motion to the right. And they give it to Lydell Carr. He's trying to outsprint everybody. He's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Run down across the way. Anthony Davis, who was a junior college All-American. There is Alex Espinoza. And he has been harassed tonight, but he's thrown a touchdown pass tonight, and nobody else can say that. Oklahoma has thrown the ball tonight, but not too successfully. Second down and 7. Ball at the 44-yard line of Oklahoma. 3:03 to go in the third quarter. Bradley still has the football. Nobody's going after Bradley. They ran right by Bradley, and Bradley runs by everybody else and picks up the first down.
Well, we talked about that lane where you must have someone take the quarterback. The pitch man was covered to the outside. Everybody got chopped down inside. Oklahoma, that's the best play they've run so far tonight because everybody blocked inside and got Bradley to the outside.
And now, from the 42, the Sooners are on the move, trailing 7-3. Greg Leiter has come into the defensive lineup for Iowa State, number 90. And there's Lydell Carr again. And Carr is a saving tackle put on him by Anthony Mays, but he is near enough to make it second down and a yard or so to go. Inside the 35, and the Sooners have finally started to put something together.
They're going to the strength of Oklahoma of their offensive line, and that man, number 73, Chuck Thomas, is the man that opens the hole for Lydell Carr.
And it's right over that triangle of Little, Moore, and Braswell. And Carr this time goes to the right side and is going to be wrestled down by Lester Williams. But he may have the first down at the 30-yard line.
You can only burn Jeff Braswell so many times. Here comes Carr. He's taking a direct handoff from the quarterback and then back inside. That's Lester Williams, 45, along with Braswell. Braswell in the first half had 6 tackles and 3 assists.
Now from a 30-yard line, the best drive of the night for the Sooners. And here's Bradley, and he gets away from one man. And now is wrestled out of bounds by Kevin Williams. Bradley was hit for a loss, and I believe it was Lester Williams who almost got him. But he got away from him. Let's see if it was Williams.
56, Willie Everett comes in, and he almost gets him right there. Almost a face mask. If Willie Everett has him, there's the loss. But look at Bradley. He knows, I'm going to get out of bounds as fast as I can. But they would not allow him to do that. Kevin Williams got to him.
Now it is second down and 6 to go. Inside the 30, Sewell in motion to the right. And Lydell Carr gets down to about the 25, where it'll be third down and about 5 yards to go. Oklahoma has not had a drive like this all night long. Finally, and the big play was Lydell Carr up the middle. Finally, they've got something going. Want to keep it going. It's 3rd and 5.
And to keep Iowa State in the game, they must stuff them right here because you can't let Oklahoma break this game open on you.
Third down, Lydell Carr, and he is shy. Now decision time, Oklahoma. Tim Iverson and Lester Williams.
Jim, you don't want to run up in that middle all day long because those linebackers and everybody coming down a line of scrimmage. That's Iverson, 52, makes the first hit, and all of a sudden Gibson comes in, 57, along with Lester Williams. You're right. It's 4th down and 3. They're going to go for it.
They certainly are. Coming in with the play is Keith Jackson, the freshman tight end. 4th down, 3 to go. Ball at the 23-yard line. Oklahoma needs it. Iowa State wants to stop it.
Would they dare stand up and throw?
Bradley, and a flag down as Bradley goes for the first down. A lot of folks took the fake to Lydell Carr, the fullback, but a flag is down. Danny Bradley saying it is on Iowa State. And the rest of the Oklahoma team comes back clapping. And now Bradley's not so sure, is he? And now Luber says it's against Oklahoma, and that may change the strategy. Let's find out what Sam Mathis says it is.
That's why you never believe the quarterbacks.
Still no signal, or at least I have seen no signal. And now there it is, illegal procedure or motion. And a face mask against them, offsetting, so you can go with the same thing again, or it's still 4th and 3, so you go for it again.
Jim, and you go right back with the same play. You just picked up 8 yards. Why not run it again?
26 seconds to go, third quarter. Oklahoma down 7-3.
Jerome Ledbetter is in the game. There's a Cyclone in the end zone by the band.
Fourth down, Bradley back to throw, and overthrows his man, I believe. Yes, he does. Bradley had him wide open, Sewell, and overthrew him.
Braswell is down. The middle linebacker. This was a great call. Take a look at Bradley. He has the pass, and he's got Sewell out to the outside. Anthony Davis is in his face, and this ball is just overthrown. He should have caught this ball. He had to turn around, and he did the right thing. He turned towards the ball, Jim, and didn't turn his back to the ball. Should have made the catch.
Paul, I was watching, and it looked as though a helmet hit Braswell in just above the knee in a leg. That's what it looked like on the very replay you were watching. We saw Braswell come in, and it looked like he got a helmet right in the leg. Let's see if we can see it again, because I think you'll see what I mean.
If they lose this man, they got a lot of problems. Here's Braswell. He's 51 right there. He's going to get hit right in the, you're absolutely right. He got hit in the knee, and I think the man that hit him was Tillman.
And I think he's going to be all right.
He's tough. He's all right. He's tough.
He's going to go off, and he'll have at least 3 downs or 4 downs to walk it off if necessary.
All right, is that Spencer Tillman in there hitting him in the knee? Or is that Collins 33? But I'll tell you, he's up and he ran off the field. No side effects.
1 second on the clock, third quarter. Iowa State has stopped the best drive of the night by Oklahoma, and stopped it on 4th and 3 when Bradley overthrew Sewell. Hanson, he's been doing all the running tonight, tries to get away from Bosworth and cannot. The end of the third quarter, an amazing 3 quarters, 7-3 Iowa State.
This was a...
Jim Simpson, Paul McGuire, Ames, Iowa, Braswell apparently all right. Twisted ankle, they say, Paul. We begin the fourth quarter, 7-3 Iowa State. They've got the ball at their own 23, first down. Espinoza gets the ball back to Hanson, and Hanson picks up not much. That was Bosworth who finally put him down after a pickup of 3 yards across the 25. Second down.
This was a middle screen to Hanson that time. And Maudsley and Jasper and everybody else just ran off and left the screen, man. They left a little bit too soon. They didn't block the linebackers.
Third down and 7 to go. One big play for Oklahoma could put them in the lead. And that's the very thing that Iowa State was determined not to do, or try not to do, give Oklahoma any big plays. Thus far, they've been successful. Third down 7, and look at Bosworth blitzing on the play, gets Espinoza, and now Oklahoma will get the ball back as Iowa State loses in 3 downs.
Bosworth comes right up the middle. Nobody touches him. Take a look at it. The one-on-one on the line, the back slipped and fell down. Bosworth was right over top and made the tackle. Espinoza had never had a chance, and now they've got the wind against them again, Iowa State.
And Jim Thompson is again standing back on his own 5. He has not had a good night kicking the ball. And he needs a good one here. And gets a good one. Driving Shepard back, and the fans enjoy it. Shepard's all the way back to the 29-yard line, and in trouble. The football belongs to Iowa State. kept up with it.
I think it was number 48, if I'm not mistaken. Is he on the field, Lubers?
Lubers hit him, but I think Walker came up with it. Let's see.
Yeah, but I think Lubers is the one that makes the tackle on us. I'm not sure now. You see Shepard's looking for some help. There is no help. And there he is. That's it. 48 is Lubers. He's the man that really pops him.
And George Walker got it. First down inside of 35. Oklahoma favored by 4 touchdowns. Trails 7-3, 13:30 to go. And now low-scoring, tough defensive game. The best plays have been made on defense on both sides. Espinoza standing up looking, has his man. That is Hanson out of the backfield. Hanson gets inside the 35. A pickup of 6 yards. And is put down there by Jeff Tupper, number 78. Second down at about 4.
That call I like, Jim. Now the big turnover, Espinoza went right, straight back, drop back pass, and threw the ball. They picked up 6 yards on the play to Hanson, but it is a good play to keep that defense guessing.
Oklahoma has not lost this year. Iowa State has lost 4 of 6 the last 2 in a row, not won a game in the Big 8 Conference. And now Hanson, and not much. And again, Iowa State is coming up with third down as the Oklahoma defense, and why not? It is an outstanding defense, number 1 in the nation on defense. Stops Hanson, and it's third down and short. Bosworth, not a factor to call his name throughout much of the first half, is having quite a second half as the strong side linebacker. Third down and 3. Homecoming crowd has absolutely gone wild. They're on their feet. And now Hanson outside, and he is in trouble and may get out of trouble, may have it. Let's see what they say. It all depends on where they spot the football. Flag is also down.
I don't know how Hanson got out of the mess in the backfield without his holding. We just got the signal. It's holding.
Got a signal from an Oklahoma player.
Sonny Brown gave it to us. And he's right.
He's right.
Go, Sonny. Well, where would the holding be? There's Espinoza. How he got the ball to Hanson, I don't know. I mean, that was just a tough play. Hanson gets the ball, and he almost picks up the first down. He had to get to the stripe, and he didn't get it. They didn't have the first down, but there's holding.
That moves the ball back across the 30-yard line. Third down. And 7 to go. A holding play, and it's 3rd and 7.
Illegal use of hand.
Illegal use of that, still a bit more like it. Illegal block from behind. And now on 3rd down, Hanson goes for it and does not get it. And now a decision for Jim Turner. He has Mark Badroad, who has missed, remember, already tonight, and who is now 3 of 12 on the year, and he will try to kick this field goal.
Jim, and as well as the Iowa State defense is playing, why not go for it? If he misses, the ball comes back to the 29. They're playing so well on defense, don't worry about it right now.
This will be another attempt at a field goal from 46 yards out, the second time tonight at that distance. 46 yards out, but there's plenty of foot to it. Time is good. 46-yard field goal, back road, on his 4th of the year, 10-3 Iowa State.
Broncos.
Tonight's game brought to you by the Jeep Corporation. There's a feeling you can get only in a Jeep. 11:22 to go. Iowa State just now coming out on the field to kick it off. Oklahoma has been on the field waiting for them to kick off for at least 30 to 40 seconds. They've got a homecoming crowd. They've got a team that they lead at the moment that they have not beaten since 1961, and only 4 times in 56 meetings, and the Cyclones are trying to pull it off. But the awareness is that Oklahoma, number 1 in the ESPN poll, number 2 in other polls, have the power, the speed, and the talent to break it open, but thus far the Cyclones have contained them very well. So well, there's just 3 points, and that was set up by a poor punt by Jim Thompson.
never used to like to go in college into some places having a homecoming. I don't know what it does to the players, but it sure makes them ready to play ball.
First night game in a conference game for both teams. Kicking along the ground. That is Patrick Collins, a freshman, picking it up at the 10-yard line. Oh, that's Buster Rhymes, beg your pardon. Rhymes breaks away from a couple of tackles and gets out near the 34-yard line. But Mark Backload is the man they're talking about now.
Scott Williams does a great job. It's a high snap. He's got to get the ball down out of the way. Thompson hits it, and he knows it from the time he hit the ball that he made it, especially when you bend down to pick up your tee. You got to have that. You got to have your tools in the trade.
When you're making your fourth in 13 tries, you know you got it all the way. Mark knew he had that one, and more power to it. Tough to have the kind of year he's having this year, but that was a big one for him. Now Oklahoma down by 7. About to get it going from the 33. Bradley, and they throw the ball out of bounds. And look what was happening there. They had in the backfield with them number 33, who is, of course, Patrick Collins.
All right, now here comes Bradley down the line of scrimmage. First of all, the fake, and then watch the lanes. They're trying to sew up the lanes right there. Anthony Davis comes back, and when you try to throw the ball back when you're going down on the ground, you should not do that. They try to get it to Collins. Number 33, didn't happen.
Collins has replaced Spencer Tillman. 2nd and 4. Number 39, and the fullback, and the flag goes down. That could be holding right there. And if it is, it's going to be a blow again to the Sooners.
You know, we talk about Bradley being an excellent passer along with his running ability. We do have holding. And I'm going to take him back. Bradley, 2 pass completions in 11 attempts. Here it comes. Now, the holding is right in the middle of the line. And the flag goes down very quickly. Is that the left guard, Pope?
You asking me?
Everybody was holding. Johnson, number 75, he was also holding.
Takes the ball back. Takes the ball back to the 31-yard line. Second down, and about 13 to go.
Can you believe Oklahoma really has not tested Terrence Anthony, number 35? First time he ever started a college game against Oklahoma, and they're really not testing him.
Well, they haven't thrown that many passes at all in any event against anybody. Second down, and here is going the other way is Sewell, and Sewell may have the first down. He does, and more, and this fella can fly. Look out. He may score. And coming over is number 35, Terrence Anthony. First down inside the 15. Oklahoma, the big play, no flag.
The one thing that Coach Garner was afraid of is the big play against Oklahoma, and for Oklahoma against his Iowa State defensive team. And that time with Sewell, they ran a reverse, and Sewell came in motion, got the toss, and he had all kinds of blockers on the outside.
And now, for some reason, Iowa State calls timeout. And to my recollection, that is their second of this half, and with 10:36 to go, they've got one timeout left only.
The only man that really had a chance of tackling Sewell that time was Anthony Davis, number 25. You see how the pursuit came? Now watch Anthony Davis right in your screen here, but there's a check back block on that side, and the man that's going to end up running him down is Terrence Anthony, number 35. Now watch, he gets away from the blocker, he's on the right of your screen, and he made the play.
10:36 to go in the game. Oklahoma inside the 15, trailing 10-3. Now, Coach Jim Carter will find out something about his team. Barry Switzer will find out something about his team. Both teams are young. Oklahoma, golden opportunity. First down and 10 inside the 15. Weddington in motion and down to about the 11-yard line. Only goes fullback, and now it is second down and 8.
Barry Moore, the defensive tackle, almost makes the play in the backfield on Carr. Watch 91 to the right of your screen. The guard never got out a chance to block. He got into the backfield in a hurry. He's the man that really made the play work for the Iowa State defense.
Their backs are Weddington, Sewell, and Carr. Bradley, of course, the quarterback. Now we see that Collins has come in there. Here's Bradley. Bradley, they fill beautifully this time. Fill beautifully. They jump for the ball, but it is out of bounds. And it is third down and about 10 to go.
I think that was Terrence Anthony, the corner man. His first start that took on the quarterback, Bradley, and almost stripped the ball away. Watch Terrence Anthony, 35. Here he comes. He's going to stop Bradley from moving the ball away. Almost. He does knock it out of his hand, and the ball goes out. And then a big smack by Braswell on the remaining back.
Third down and about 9. And again, Jerome Ledbetter has come in to the backfield. 9:54. Bradley looking for Sewell over there, and Sewell is, oh, what a play! What a play! Number 59, Randy Richards, a sophomore. Sewell had it beat by 3 or 4 yards. The ball was slightly underthrown, and he knocked it away.
You know when they tell you to get your hands up on defense, this is what they mean. Even if you're running away from the ball, when you see the receiver looking to the ball, get your hands up. Richards does this. Watch it. He backhands the ball. Flip. That's all. Sewell was there. I think Bradley said, what do I have to do to complete a pass? I got the guy beat. Sewell's there. Let's go for the field goal.
Now Pat Lasher will try a 30-yard field goal to make it 10-6. From 30 yards out, the ball is high, and the ball is good. And now it's a 4-point game again. 9:46 to go. Iowa State 10, Oklahoma 6.
You must give Richards a lot of credit. Why is a linebacker covering Sewell one-on-one? I don't know where the safety in the corner is, but Richards does a great job, and I guarantee you that the linebacker coach, watch this, is going to say, remember all those drills that I told you to keep your hands up at all times? Well, it finally paid off.
Randy Richards, a sophomore, and the play before that, Terrence Anthony, a sophomore, both made big, big plays. Posey better get it down in the end zone, because otherwise it's a free ball, as we all know. And so it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Remember when Terrence Anthony, the sophomore, in his first start, stripped the ball from Bradley? The next play, Randy Richards, the sophomore, knocked the ball away from Sewell.
Young players, like I said at the beginning of this game, Iowa State, on offense and defense, the first 22 men that they have out there, there are only 6 seniors on the entire starting squads.
9:46 left in the game. Still lots of time for lots to happen, but at the moment, the score is Iowa State 10 and Oklahoma 6. And Tracy Henderson has not been a big factor thus far. Hansen tries to get the ball, and that's about all she wrote. Casillas led the way, as he has been. He has played an outstanding game, and Darrell Reed was also there with him, and that's a loss of nearly 4 yards.
Cannot run against Oklahoma. The way Casillas, Tupper, and Bryan are rushing the interior linemen, any type of delay action, like a draw or a trap in there, you've got to go straight at Oklahoma. You can't delay because their linemen are too big and too quick, and they're in the backfield before you can hand the ball off.
Second down and 13 to go. Got to do, oh my, there goes a tight end offside. That was Smoke, who caught 4 passes in the first half, jumping offside. And that's going to be second down and about 17 to go now, almost 18.
Mo was so anxious. Maybe he was the guy, the intended receiver. He wanted to get out and get downfield.
Barry Switzer, he's had a few things to say about officials lately. Remember, at the end of tonight's game, Paul and I have to pick the Chevrolet players of this game, and we'll wait. But we will select one player from each team. And on behalf of Chevrolet, Oklahoma and Iowa State will each receive $1,000 for the General Scholarship Fund. But hold everything, because this game could be won by either team. At the moment, neither team has done that well in the ball game on offense. 180-yard drive, that was by Iowa State. Outside of that, it has been all defense and field goals. Now remember, I should say that Iowa State has been giving up an average of 28 points plus per game. Thus far, with 8:55 to go, they have given up 6.
2 field goals. We've had an official found out that broke his arm in this game.
I didn't see it happen, but they say that John Laurie, the field judge, broke his arm.
Well, let me count out there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 6 officials on the field now.
And the conference ruling is you're supposed to have 7. I said, to do a little switching around of assignments. Now it is 2nd down and 18 to go. The ball all the way back on the 11-yard line. You don't want to make a mistake, but then again, Jim Thompson, another word to me, don't make the first down, we'll have to kick it back into the wind, and Oklahoma certainly would have outstanding field position.
Jim, no matter what happens in this ball game, it's now 10-6, the Cyclones over the Sooners. But you got to take a look at Iowa State's defense. They have played tremendous football. They'd broken down one time on that reverse by Sewell, but then again turn around and shut Oklahoma down, limiting them only to a field goal.
Well, here comes an official you didn't see, Sam Mathis, back onto the field. He is the referee. He was over near the Iowa State bench, and he's come back. There's the clock. And the situation is 2nd down and 18 to go. They're going to try to run it again, and Hansen goes down again. You just don't run against that ball club. That was Darrell Reed making the play, number 40. Now it's 3rd down. Now you know that Espinosa should throw to get the first down, but he is so backed up now. Will he throw? That's the question.
Here's the toss to Hansen on the outside. Darrell Reed, no one blocks Darrell Reed. Someone was supposed to, but they never got to him.
Man is down on the field is a man from the Sooners of Oklahoma. And we'll find out who it is, and we'll come back in just a moment. It's 10-6 Iowa State. Ronnie Casillas was the man hurt, but he has walked off the field under his own power. But the bigger problem seems to be now for Iowa State, despite the lead 10-6. It is 3rd down and 20, and you don't expect him to do anything dangerous here. Espinosa rolls out, and is going to get away from one man and then go down. Look downfield for a moment. And remember, downfield, Tracy Henderson was not in the ball game and is not downfield. He came up with those cramps. The men downfield were Miner and Gant. And so now, a loss back inside the 10. And Jim Thompson has to go inside the end zone to kick the ball out. And Derek Shepard, very dangerous. And now we see it as Buster Rhymes, not Shepard. It is Rhymes for the first time tonight. Remember, Shepard has been returning the kicks. Thompson needs one. Gets a fairly good kick, driving Rhymes back to midfield, and he's not going to get too far. But Oklahoma's got the ball at the 40-yard line. 7:33 to go, not many scores. Lasher kicked a 36-yard field goal for Oklahoma to give the Sooners a 3-0 lead early in the 2nd quarter. Then the 80-yard drive with Espinosa scrambling, finding Kirk Thomas on the 3-yard line. Thomas took it into the end zone to make it 7-3. And that's where it was until moments ago when Backwell got his 4th field goal of the year to make it 10-3. Oklahoma got the ball first down inside the 15 and had to settle on a 30-yard field goal.
Now we get down to the nitty-gritty.
Where ball games are won and lost. 7.5 minutes to go. Bradley, they got him from behind. Braswell again, I think you'll see 51 it is, getting up.
He's not getting up, that's the problem. Braswell, you got to fill the lanes. We talked about this throughout the game. And this time Iowa State, watch Braswell. Gets away from the blockers, goes into the lane, his man is the quarterback. Spencer Tillman was on the outside for the toss, but they already had him clamped, so there was no place for Bradley to go except down. Now Braswell's hurt.
2nd down and long to go. Braswell being worked over. And now let's take a look at some other scores. LSU bumped previously undefeated Kentucky 36-10. Florida State continues to roll. This time over Tulane 27-6. Northwestern and Minnesota 21-all. That is a 3rd quarter score. Arizona State romped over Oregon State 45-10. Ups, there's the biggie, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the one we've been waiting on.
That's Paul McGuire's old school, the Citadel, 28-17 over Marshall. Our score is 10-6, and Braswell is walking off the field.
I don't know, maybe he's getting cramps too. He's been running so much. He doesn't look like he's hurt that badly. All right, here he comes in, and Bradley is there. He goes down, and he lands on Braswell's knee. You got to get him right back in the game.
Well, he ran, as you were showing that replay, Paul, he ran off the field. The Right now it is second down and 11 to go from the 41. There's Bradley back to fire the ball over here, and it's caught. And that may be a first down for Shepard as he goes out of bounds with the ball.
Jim, Shepard ran such a beautiful pattern that time. He was covered by Terrence Anthony, number 35. And Shepard just ran him almost into the post and just turned around and cut it back to the inside, picked up the 10 yards. Terrence Anthony was nowhere to be found.
It is a first down at the 30-yard line. Buster Rhymes goes wide to the left. Iowa State hasn't shown any offense since the second quarter, so they'll have to stop Oklahoma or get some offense going. Weddington going out that way, and straight up the middle goes Spencer Tillman. That's another first down. He thought he might have had a lot more than what he got, but it's a first down at the 17-yard line, and the Sooners are beginning to put the pressure on.
Watch this explosion by Tillman. Now he comes up into the hole. That's Anthony Davis right there, and if he doesn't make the stop, it's a touchdown. Tillman just exploded into the line of scrimmage. Now they're on a drive. Iowa State cannot afford because they are going against the wind.
They went right over the middle without Braswell there, with Vernon Singleton there instead. And Tillman gets a couple of yards down near the 15-yard line. Barry Moore, who is in there. Now Braswell's coming back. Braswell has gotten his second win or shaken off the injury, and number 51 comes back into the middle.
Cannot keep a good man down.
6:25 left in the game. 10-6 Iowa State. Oklahoma felt they should have been awarded the win over Texas last week, and now they're hoping to get a win over Iowa State this week. What a difference 7 days make. Second down, 9 to go. There's Bradley. Do a good job there, and do a good job on Weddington. They were 3 men on the pitch man. Weddington picked up maybe a couple of yards. It'll be third down from the 15. They got to get the ball across the 7.
String it out. That's what you must do. String it out. Here comes Bradley down the line of scrimmage, and they are going to string it out. Kevin Williams comes up, takes the quarterback. He bumps him there, and I think Anthony Mays get out there. 57 Gibson's there. Anthony Mays is there, 41. They shut it down.
You wonder about that beautiful pattern that Derek Shepard ran to this side. It's the open side of the field now, and Shepard is over here, and the youngster Terrence Anthony is on it. On third and long, and now Weddington in motion. And they're looking over here. They're looking for Shepard, and they got Shepard, and he's got the first down inside the 5. First and goal to go.
That was beautiful. The free safety, Anthony Mays, did not move to the ball. Had he moved to the ball, he would have been in position to intercept this ball from Shepard. Now watch, he's going back instead of coming straight across into the receiver. You've got Terrence Anthony covering on Shepard, but the man I'm going to blame for this is Anthony Mays, number 41, because he didn't get into that lane.
And now the Sooners really exerting pressure with 5 minutes to go. An opportunity to go ahead for the first time since early in the game when they led 3-0. Tillman dives and gets down to about the 1. It is second down.
I think you're out 4.5 yards. You're a little far out for the leap, but Tillman is going to start where, at the 5? Yeah, he starts at the 5 and ends up at the 2-yard line. If you get 3 yards from leaping, you go right back and run the same play.
Ledbetter comes in as a fullback. Clock continues to run, 4.5 minutes. That's okay with Oklahoma. Give Iowa State as little time as they can have. It's second down. They've got 3 downs to make a couple of yards and a score. Ledbetter is buried at the line of scrimmage. Or was that Weddington? I thought it was 20, maybe it was 30. In any event, the man was buried, and when they get out of there, we'll see who it was. It was Ledbetter.
I'm sorry, James. I thought it was Weddington. My mistake.
But you so seldom make them. Third down from inside the 2.
Would you dare go wide on this play? I wouldn't think so. It's a 2-down situation.
Oh, my! What a move there down and long, about 7. Darren Berryhill, the junior out of Tulsa. It is a noisy stadium, and he jumped.
Did he jump? Now, look at Switzer. He's just beside himself, up on the top of the screen. There's Berryhill, the tight end. And look at Bradley pull out and say, oh, no, because we are in 2-down situation. Now you have to throw. Barry said, what do I have to do? I know you have a young team, and they are a very good team. Watch this. Here's the reaction. Uh-oh.
3rd down. The ball is inside the 7. Goal to go. 10-6 Iowa State. Oklahoma has made a mistake. With Berryhill jumping, now they'll try to rectify that mistake. Let's see if Bradley does throw. Bradley with the ball, and he pitches wide. Tillman, touchdown. Beautiful job by Bradley. And no one took the pitch man, Tillman. Now, you go for the 2 or the 1, so a field goal just ties you.
I would go for the 1. Okay, watch Bradley, though. You're absolutely right. The mistake was made by Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, number 25, was supposed to stay with Spencer Tillman. Now watch what he does. You're going to see him come into the right of your screen. He's going for the quarterback. Right here, he's going to leave. When he does that, look at Tillman all by himself. A mental error cost him a touchdown.
Now Lasher, they drop the ball and they don't get it. It's 12-10. A field goal in the last minutes could win it for Iowa State. But Oklahoma's defense has been outstanding. And now Iowa State will have to try to move the ball against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma, rather, there's something they've not done in the entire second half. They'll have to if they're to win. Do you know this game has been so good, so exciting, so close that we've forgotten to tell you we've got Brigham Young at New Mexico this Thursday night in a special, and Penn State, West Virginia next Saturday. But that'll take care of itself. Let us go now to Lasher kicking off. And now Iowa State really has to come up with something. Posey in the end zone will catch it and stay right there. So again, for about the umpteenth time, Espinoza will start from the 20-yard line. And be aware he's moving this club into the wind with 3 minutes and 34 seconds to go.
And only 1 timeout. They had to use 2 timeouts earlier in this second half, and that is a killer. Now, is Tracy Henderson in the game?
Was not on the last series of downs. I do not see him now.
Go to your tight end. Go to the big guy.
Now, let's see. It is Gant coming out here, and Miner going the other way. Henderson is not in. The All-American leading the conference pass catching is not in. Remember, he suffered cramps earlier. Espinoza fires the ball, and there's number 87, Robbie Miner. And he's got a first down. Remember, Iowa State trails by just 2. And I said first down, Paul, it's about a half a yard short.
All right, now they're going to give Iowa State some room. Stanberry, number 19, does not get out with Miner. Now, Miner coming down the sidelines. He's taking a look. That's Johnson, number 6, making a tackle. Did not pick up the first down. Now, remember, the clock will stop. There's 3:29. There's plenty of time on the first down.
Hanson looking for the first down, and I don't think he got it. Now it's going to be 3rd and short. And back in the first half, remember on the same kind of situation, that Espinoza carried the ball and picked up the first down. Hanson has not been able to get to the line of scrimmage recently.
On that last play, with only a half yard to go, Espinoza should have carried the ball that time. He went all the way back into the I formation to hand the ball to Hanson. That's 6 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Right again, and Hanson gets it. Gets across the 30-yard line. 160 to 70 pounds. He won't say what. They list him at 170. He said between 160 and 170.
Alex Espinoza. Watch his feet. Now look at his right leg is up underneath. He's already turned to go to his left. Here he comes out, but he goes to his right. But his leg is up underneath. You usually see the quarterback's feet square up, but Espinoza does a little bit different. He gets his leg up underneath the center.
They'll watch the clock for you. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go. And now I think I see Tracy Henderson in there. Espinoza gets it over here and off the hands of Danny Gant. Gant was coming in slightly behind him, and yes, Tracy Henderson is in the ballgame. It is second down 10.
Danny Gant comes down, but he kind of hesitates. Now, I don't know whether he is supposed to come underneath all the way. Espinosa sees him setting up. The ball is thrown to Gant's outside and off his fingertips, but Stanberry was right there, number 19.
Second down and 10 from just over the 30.
Got to get an underneath man coming underneath the defense.
Henderson is lining up at the tailback. He's done that before and always gone in motion. And here he comes in motion. Well, he's going to set up as a flanker. Espinosa over the middle, and there is Henderson, but only for a few yards, and it is going to be third down and long, about 7 to go. 2:19 and counting.
I like the underneath pattern, which they just ran there. You're going to see Henderson come underneath, but I think I would put someone else in there because you know he's going to draw a crowd, which he does. Here comes Hall in to help out. Also, Bosworth is in there. Put another man underneath. Let Henderson clear out if you're going to throw that pattern.
Espinosa on third down. Throws out there and dropped by Robbie Minor, and again a man right was with him, Brian Hall. It is fourth down at decision time, and Jim Criner's men with 1:54 to go. Very few opportunities. I think will probably go for the first down.
Jim, I think he must go for the first down for the simple reason that there's only 1:54 to play. They only have one timeout. If they had 3 timeouts, it might put him in a different situation.
Alex Espinosa, Big 8 leader, total offense. Tracy Henderson, second in the nation, and leading the Big 8 in catching the ball. That's the combination you would look for. Let's see what happens. Minor to the left, Gant to the right, and Espinosa back. And rolling out, and he can run for it if he wants, but then he slows up, but he'll make it. He almost just shifted down to neutral.
Boy, you are so right, Jimmy. Almost waited too long to run with the ball. He broke to the outside. Bosworth was chasing him, but watch, he comes down into slow motion. Bosworth there, Reed's there, but watch right here, he starts to look. He can't see anyone in front of him. Go ahead and go with it. Again, almost waited too long.
Ball at the 44. Oklahoma calls timeout. Oklahoma calls timeout, gives Iowa State also a breather. 1:42 to go. It's a 2-point ball game. Oklahoma leads Iowa State by the score of 12-10. And I want to tell you, if you read the papers, if you walk around Ames, Iowa, if you walk around Norman, Oklahoma, I'm sure not many, if any, would you have read about or someone would have said to you that this would be this kind of football game.
Do you think that Iowa State wants it to come down to Mark Baccarat?
Well, I tell you, he has kicked one tonight, and wouldn't it be something if it did come down for him to at least have the chance? But they're still a long distance away. That is the #1 team in the nation on defense out there against them, Oklahoma. And Alex Espinosa is talking to his offensive coordinator and his head coach, Jim Criner. His team, well, it's the biggest game of Jim Criner's career, in that he left Boise State to come to Division 1A, and he's got Oklahoma. Last year, it was 35-3 at the half. Here with 1:42 to go, it's 12-10 Oklahoma, and he's got a first down near midfield.
All right, and again, I would do this. And I like to do a little coaching at the end. Tracy Henderson, use him as a decoy. Get your other people underneath. Robbie Minor, Gant. Get those people that you can get the ball to. We've got Gant coming out here to the left. Henderson is in the backfield.
That's Henderson going over as a flanker left. Espinosa rolling out, gets a good block, gets the ball in the air, and it is no good. Intended for Tracy Henderson at the 48-yard line of Oklahoma. It is second down and 10. And again, Espinosa might have had a chance to run with the ball, but remember, he's also facing the clock, which now shows 1:37 to go.
When Espinosa rolls out, like he did that time to his left, every single one of the receivers ran a controlled pattern. By a controlled pattern, I'm talking about an 18-yard pattern. If they would take the backside wide receiver and just run him deep, he could be open.
Second down. Remember the Chevrolet College football scoreboard with all the scores after the game, but this isn't over yet. Here's Espinosa. Oh, my. Bad pass there. had his man Hansen, but that's one of the reasons why it was a bad pass, as Espinosa was level.
Yeah, Casillas, number 92, is in his face again. Casillas has played a tremendous game on defense.
You know, Paul, you and I, in talking to coaches all throughout the year, one of the questions we ask when they're kind enough to talk to us is, do you have any gadget plays, meaning something that you only pull out when you really need something? And they say, we got the reverse, or we got the flea flicker, or whatever. Well, it's 3rd down and 10. 1:33 to go. And I'm wondering if they got anything. It's no gadget. It may work. They throw it over there, and it is knocked down by the defensive lineman at the line of scrimmage. And now another big 4th down play. Darrell Reed has played very well tonight. Knocked that ball down, and it's 4th down.
We talk about Casillas. Now watch Casillas. They've got a deal on you. Watch, he waits for the guy to go inside. Now he comes back to the outside and back in, and they got 2 people on him. Maudsley, number 50, the center, was also there. But that play was knocked down by Darrell Reed, number 40, the linebacker.
3 wide receivers, 1 running back, and Alex Espinosa, and 4th down and 10 from Iowa State's 44. If they give the ball up after this, the ball game would obviously belong to Oklahoma. Espinosa, his last gasp, fires the ball, and it is intercepted by Stanberry. Oklahoma's got the football, and Stanberry ran out of bounds, which stopped the clock.
And lost another official.
Oh, my. Stanberry makes the interception. He didn't get one against Texas last week when they ruled him out of bounds, but gets this one.
Well, he's going to Tracy Henderson, and they know they're going to throw to him. Watch Stanberry. He's just playing center field, waiting for the ball. Here it comes in. Eggleston, number 65, is going to eventually knock him out of bounds, plus the official. Watch the official on the sideline, or that's the head linesman, or the chain guy. He just disappeared.
Oklahoma apparently will be 5-0-1, undefeated in the Big 8. And Iowa State will go down to 2-5, but Iowa State and Jim Feiner and company have come away with the respect of Oklahoma, and everybody's watched this ball game. And Bradley takes it straight ahead. Clock continues to run.
How important those timeouts are. You know, when you really look at the game, and when you take one because you got the defense is tired. That's what they did on that long run by Sewell. The defense took a timeout.
But you know, Paul, there's only been one good drive, and that was by Iowa State in the second quarter of 80 yards. Other than that, miscues have set up a few of the drives. Bad punts have set up a few of the drives. And, of course, one big run by Oklahoma. Jim Feiner, his team did, for the most part. Remember when Terrence Anthony, don't want to put it on one person, but when he left the pitch man and went for the quarterback on 3rd down and 7, Anthony Davis, I should say. Remember when he did that? When the quarterback was already covered by 2 other Iowa State men. But they're the things that happen in football games.
And again, this is a young football team. Only 6 seniors on the starting 22 players. And if anyone prepared his team for this football game, they've got it wrapped up.
They're number 1, but they are going to go away with the respect of Iowa State. And the Iowa State Cyclone fans are disappointed, I'm sure, that they're going to lose this ball game, barring some sudden turnover. But they've got to be happy with the way this team is playing.
Well, we talked about at the beginning of the game. If you don't make any mental errors against Oklahoma, you can stay in there and play with them. And that one mental error by Anthony Davis.
Bradley puts it down again, and now you know that they cannot call time here. So time will run down. They'll take another play. Well, Paul and I are going to move on to Albuquerque, the land of the Lobos. They got lobbed today rather badly, but they're going to entertain BYU, which had to really fight to outlast the Air Force Academy. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and then we'll go from there to Morgantown, West Virginia, where West Virginia, for the 4th year in a row, knocked off BC today, 21-20, and they'll get Penn State.
Penn State, I think, shut out Syracuse today. And BYU, Robbie Bosco, he can throw it.
3rd down and 11, but all they got to do is touch the knee one more time, and this ball game is over, and Oklahoma remains undefeated. Too much time, but now they'll take the penalty, put the ball in play, and then it'll be all over. Good ball game. Good ball game. I don't think that we have been this sotto voce since we started on the air We have really seen an outstanding effort offensively and defensively by both ball clubs tonight. Oklahoma with more power, the #1 team in the nation on defense, did its job, and the offense did enough of a job to win this ball game 12-10.
When you look at this team, they have to be very, very, happy about the way the defense played. The offense made some mistakes in the game, but the defense overall was just phenomenal.
Yeah, what do you think the folks down in Missouri who won today are thinking about Iowa State coming in next week? Maybe it won't be the same kind of game, but this game was outstanding. All the fans are up and giving their team a rousing reception. As a matter of fact, the Oklahoma players are coming out on the field to shake the hands of the team from Iowa State. They so much know what a job they did tonight. Barry Switz is there, but what's more, all of the players are shaking hands instead of heading for the dressing room. Remarkable sportsmanship and appreciation by the Sooners of Oklahoma of the play of Iowa State.
And if I could read Barry Switzer's lips that well, he says, this was a hell of a ball game.
We'll be back. Oklahoma wins it the final quarter, 12-10.
You rent one.
Sophomore Jeff Braswell out of Riviera Beach, Florida, crying at midfield, doesn't want to leave the field. Some of his teammates, some of the graduate assistants have come over to pat him on the back. He played his heart out, but he and his team did not win. And Braswell is upset, but we will say that he played such a great game, that we made Jeff Braswell our Chevrolet player of the game for his defensive work as the middle linebacker, 13 tackles, Paul.
Just an outstanding performance by this young man. He was hurt twice in the ball game, came back to play, speared this defense, holding the Sooners to 12 points. That is absolutely incredible. And the young man played such a great game, he is heartbroken.
Well, $1,000 from Chevrolet will go to the General Scholarship Fund of Iowa State, and Tony Casillas, $1,000 will go to Oklahoma in his name, because just like Braswell, Casillas in this totally defensive game had 12 tackles, and 5 of those were for losses. And for Oklahoma, he is our Chevrolet player of the game.
Tony, I apologize for not getting your name straight at the beginning, but I'm going to tell you something. What a great job he did. He was always in Espinosa's face.
Well, what a great game it was. Defense told the story, and Oklahoma wins it by 2 points. We'll come back in a moment. Our final score, Oklahoma in the fourth quarter winning it over Iowa State in a homecoming game, 12-10, but before a standing room only crowd that has to go home. Some of them disappointed, but all of them very excited. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul McGuire, reminding you that on Thursday night, Brigham Young with Robbie Bosco. We'll go down to New Mexico at Albuquerque, our broadcast time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Then we'll keep on moving east. Penn State against West Virginia. Both of them won today. That'll be next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. 2 games next week. Tonight's exciting game has been brought to you by Castrol, motor oil engineered for today's smaller, high-revving engines, and by members only. The brand that's changing the way America looks. Our lighting for tonight's game is provided by Musco Lighting Incorporated. Light years ahead through technology. A promotional fee has been paid by Hilton Hotels Corporation. When American business hits the road, American business stops at the Hilton, America's business address. The winning touchdown tonight on a pitch from Bradley to Tillman from 7 yards out on 3rd down made it 12-10, and that's how it ended up. Oklahoma stays undefeated. Iowa State is now 2-5, but gained the respect of everybody. 12-10 our final score. And now from Ames, Iowa, let us switch back to our studios in the College Football Report.